This is Snake. Can you hear me? Good. The mission is simple. Put your geek pants on and infiltrate Foxhound. If you need backup, contact Ken and Chris on their codec frequency. Ready? Snake out.
So we're live. We're live. That's good. That's good.
We are live. We're live and alive.
Yeah, we are.
So,
I guess you could say that it's beginning to look a lot like Geek Pants Camcast.
oh.
Starring Ken and Chris.
It's
It's beginning to look a lot like Geek Pants Camcast. Starring Ken and Chris. And that's really all I got. I worked on that for about an hour today.
Did you?
Just for all of you. So you're welcome.
You're welcome. I gotta make sure I don't look at that audio camera over there.
No, just do that, and then maybe people think we're in a live studio audience. It's total shit.
Enter a laugh track.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And a couple of this, too. Oh, that Chris is hilarious.
That was good. That was good.
A couple of these. Oh, groaners. Yeah. So it's a holiday special.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for the holiday seasons. Which, based on your editing skills, will probably still come out just before Christmas is over.
Just before Christmas
Just
is
kidding.
over.
It'll actually be next week. It's all good. It's all good, guys.
I'm good. I'm on this stuff.
So for the record, I just want to say is that this Geek Pants Camcast is completely my idea. The two movies that we're reviewing are completely my idea.
Yep.
So if this is terrible, take it up with Kenneth Levitsky. But if it's great, take it up with me. You can let me know how well this choice was. But if it's terrible, talk to him. Direct it all to him. Even if it's about me.
Direct it to me, and I will make sure I forward it to Chris.
Yeah, okay. Then I'll actually read it. So maybe don't do that. Maybe don't figure out how
what
to
an
get
awful
around,
Christmas.
get around my bullshit. But the movies that we're doing they're both seminal classics.
Yes.
And they're both Christmas movies, but kind of dark, kind of black comedy-ish, kind of.
Yeah, I mean one's animated. So
one's animated. One is
going to be a little more kiddie than
A
the
Nightmare
other
Before
one.
Christmas. So a little bit kiddie, but if you watch it,
it's dark.
Like I watched it as a kid. It's still one of my favorite movies, and I rewatched it again recently. It had been quite some time.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking to myself, like, you were into some shit, Chris.
Yeah.
But then again, like,
you went
I had
through
also
some dark times.
I think, like, I had already watched Beetlejuice by the
Yeah.
time I saw A Nightmare Before Christmas. And that's the reason why I watched A Nightmare Before Christmas. It wasn't just that it looked cool and it was animated really cool, because I'm a sucker for stop motion.
Yep.
It was also because, Tim Burton's name was on it. So I was like, yeah, I'm definitely watching it. Because at that point, I had seen, Batman,
and
Batman Returns, and then Beetlejuice, all within that, like, real quick.
Which is apparently the reason why he didn't direct it himself. He was busy with Batman Returns.
Okay, that makes sense.
Makes sense. It came out, like,
this
was a year later, but
And
I think
then,
it took, 3 or 4 years to make.
Yeah, plus he was shopping it around for a while. And eventually, like, Disney was like, we'll put this under Touchstone, because this isn't exactly kid-friendly.
Yeah.
Which is something Disney should do with a lot of their movies. Touchstone, or use a Fox imprint,
I don't know. I think they killed Touchstone.
Touchstone has been dead for a long time.
They killed Hollywood Hollywood Pictures a long time ago.
Which one was Hollywood Pictures?
It was the one with, like that Egyptian-looking lion sand thing as the logo.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think, what would be a movie that they released on that one?
Oh, lots of a lot of Jerry Bruckheimer stuff.
Oh, okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
Not lots, though.
You know what's funny, though, is, the more we talk about it, the more, you realize that Disney was always huge. They were just never, I guess they weren't as big, cocky about it. They weren't just yeah, no, we own everything.
They were always buying up shit, but there was no internet to share the news.
And I guess it's also part and parcel, too, that they weren't trying to make everything the same, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because they own...
that's why I'm, really leery about X-Men, because it's they had a distinct, different vibe to it.
Yeah.
It's like when there was talk that they possibly would buy out the DC movie universe. I was like, no, that's horrible. Don't ever do that. Because like, even though they're course correcting now and they're kind of trying to really get as far away from the Snyder vision as possible.
Yep.
Which, I mean, for better or worse, whatever. It's still just like it's their own imprint. Like it's you see a DC movie and you go, okay, that's a DC movie. You don't go, oh, is Spider-Man in this one? Because Spider-Man's cool, right? Yeah. So anyway, without getting on a tangent there, and then the other movie that we're going to be doing is seminal classic, Gremlins.
Gremlins.
One of my favorite movies of all. Both of these movies are some of my favorites, but I would say like Gremlins is like one of my all-time top favorites. Like if I were to construct a list, Gremlins would be on that list.
Yeah?
Yeah, like all-time favorite movies. But it would be a really long list.
Be a long list.
But I think I would say it's comfortably in top 10.
Top 10?
I really love this movie. I was saying to Michelle, I love this movie so much, like when I was a kid, and I watched this movie, which is another thing. As a kid, should you be watching this movie? I don't know.
Oh, that movie's messed me up.
There's some pretty scenes. But I actually, not only did I have the movie adaptation in book form, but I also had it on a tape. You know, like they essentially read the book to you. Mm-hmm. And they would do, like, they'd have sound effects and stuff like that. So I had that as well. Plus, I also had Mowgli, it's hard plastic toy.
Yeah.
I had that. I didn't have the plush toy, and I really wanted the plush toy, but...
Gremlins kickstarted like this huge phenomenon, like video games and comics, and stuffed animals and toys.
And it's funny because I was thinking about this when I was watching it. It's kind of interesting because like if you look at Gremlins and Ghostbusters, the originals, so the first movies, they're a little dark, a little adult, a little kiddie. They're they're a little funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's all one thing, and then in their sequels, they veered more towards just being more PG and more funny, and they weren't really going to be a little as adult as they were. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I was like, oh, it's really kind of interesting how they did that. But then I started to think like it's almost all of the sequels have done that for the most part around that time period, except for I would say Batman Returns, because Ninja Turtles was for kids, but it wasn't, like, it dealt with some dark, heavy themes, and as a kid, you don't really pick up on them. When you get older, you're just like, oh yeah, they're talking about, like, delinquent youths getting brought up into a gang. Drugs, and, well, they don't really say drugs so much. There's more smoking and drinking, but it's still there.
Yeah, I mean...
They even,
moving
like...
crates and stuff. Like, you kind of get, as an adult, you can get an idea.
But that's what I mean, so then as an adult, you're just like, oh yeah, like... troubled youths and gangs and all this other stuff. Like, you're just like, oh, holy shit, right? But then in the second one, it's more for kids.
Yeah.
You know what I
mean? And then the third one's just full on kids.
Third one's full on kids. I remember really liking the third one when I was younger, but I have not watched it since, and I'm scared to. I'm scared to because I've watched the second one a couple of times, as another guy, and I'm like, it's okay. Like, it does not hold up to the first one.
No.
Like, for me...
The first is a masterpiece. I can watch the first any day of the week.
Exactly. First one's great, and then I would say the next one would be, like, TMNT.
TMNT.
That would be, like, my second... Yeah. I almost feel like that would be the perfect sequel.
Well, I mean, that's like with Halloween, that's what I did for years. I'd watch Halloween 1, 2, and then H2O.
Right. Yeah.
Resurrection didn't happen, the other ones didn't happen. Like, that was the trilogy to me.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like TMNT, you can watch the first... and then watch TMNT.
Yeah, and even though like they have like little or not homages, but actual Easter eggs to the two movies in between.
Yeah.
You didn't even ever have to reference it, right?
No. No.
But anyway, so those are the movies that we're going to be doing. They're my choices. What the other ones we were going to do was what? Santa Claus and
Penny's up there.
Hey Penny, are you okay? Are you okay, Penny?
Want to make a cameo?
Why not? It's Christmas time, right?
It's Christmas. Hi. Want to make a cameo? Go see Chris.
Hey, Penny. Hey, you. Hi.
All right. You got a couple of minutes in here, and then we're getting back to business.
I almost felt like she was playing this game with Adrian.
Is that it?
I got upstairs.
Come here.
Okay. Come here. Okay. You gotta say hi to everybody.
Okay. There we go.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. It's been at least 50 episodes.
Yeah. Hey, you.
Hey. Say hello to the viewers.
These are the Geek Pantsers. This is Penny.
Yes. Oh, the love.
Okay. All right.
Love.
Okay. All right, you're free to go. No,
Okay.
come on. Out. Let's go.
Yeah.
Out. Good girl.
Okay, go down.
Go down.
Go downstairs. There we go. A little Penny cameo for y'all.
Right.
For y'all.
All right.
Those are 2 movies that we will be discussing today on our special Christmas Camcast.
So, Merry Christmas, Geek Pantsers. The gift you've always wanted.
Or Happy Holidays.
Or Happy Holidays.
Gonna inject a little bit in that.
You want to say Happy Hanukkah as well?
Happy Hanukkah.
Saturday Night Live. Quasi Kwanzaa. That's another one.
Oh.
Yeah.
That?
I don't think Scientologists celebrate anything around Christmas.
Happy not believing in anything.
Super science-based religion.
Yes.
Even though it's all aliens.
Yeah, Einstein missed.
No, it's all aliens.
It's all aliens?
It is.
Oh, right. Who
Yeah.
created it again? What was that? Happy Battlefield Earth Day.
Yeah, okay.
There
You
you
know what?
go.
I like that one. I
Yeah.
like Happy Battlefield Earth Day. Joya Battlefield Earth Day. That's good.
All praise your Lord, John
God,
Travolta.
that movie was so bad. I still can't get over how bad that movie was.
I wanted to like it so
You and me
like,
both.
I was like, yeah.
You and me both.
I feel like I should like this,
I mean,
but it's
you got
bad.
John Travolta. He was just going back into that stage where he shouldn't be doing movies.
I think that's actually what threw him off course.
That is because
'Cause
he was nailing it. You know, he had a couple of hits and misses for the most part, but he was pretty much
He was
on
doing
point.
decent.
You know, he could have wrote out the rest of his year, like live,
Yeah.
like an Al Pacino or the other one.
Robert De Niro.
Yeah, Robert De Niro.
That guy.
Not on the same caliber, but somewhere you go like, oh, he's in this. Okay, it's not going to
Because
be
those
bad.
guys aren't starring in Fred Durst movies.
Exactly.
They're starring with Martin Scorsese.
Right.
John Travolta could have had that.
Maybe not necessarily at that level.
He's killed his career so much that Quentin Tarantino hasn't even brought him back for another movie.
And never will.
And never will.
Never will.
No.
Although I think it also has to do with whether or not he massaged the male masseuses.
Ah, yes.
That might also be a part in it. But anyway, but yeah, so what was I saying? Battlefield Earth was fucking terrible, and Christmas movies. Christmas movies!
Boom!
That's what we were talking about.
That's what we're talking
Not
about.
about that pile of fucking shit Battlefield Earth.
So, Chris, do you want to do our movie reviews, or do you want to do our trailer talk first?
Hey man, you know what? It's your house.
Okay, well, before we talk trailer talk...
Okay, so you want to do trailer talk first?
Yeah, we might as well.
All
We'll
right.
kick it off.
Okay.
But we'll keep it short. We'll keep on track.
You say that.
We'll try. We'll try.
Although our last Camcast was only 3 hours.
Only.
Considering everything that we touched upon, that's
Yeah.
pretty impressive.
And I cut that into like 5 episodes. And then if you watch the full one, you still get content that you never saw in the 5 episodes.
Exactly.
Because there's just so much. So much.
It was.
I watched a 3-hour episode 5 times.
Oh, that must have been delightful.
Delightful.
After that, you're literally just like, and he makes a joke,
Yeah.
and we laugh, and then cut. Anyway.
But before we get into our trailer talk, our last episode that aired last week, which, since we shoot in advance, is tomorrow for you, our Batman 1989 episode airs tomorrow. In that episode, I said I was going to take a look and figure out all my birthday movies.
Oh! Okay.
So, here's the list.
All right.
Ready? 93, we thought was Mask of the Phantasm. It wasn't. It was the Three Musketeers.
It's funny. I was pretty sure that the first one was the Three Musketeers.
So that was the kickoff. Okay, so I'm gonna go year in the movie. 1994 was Junior.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I always like that movie.
That's good.
I shouldn't, because it's bad. But,
I try.
I mean, it's no twins.
It's no twins.
It's no twins at all.
No.
But again, you know what? It highlights the same thing that same issue I had with Arnold Schwarzenegger's character in Junior as it did with Batman and Robin. Or no, yeah, Batman and Robin. Where he's a scientist who devotes his life to science and bodybuilding.
And bodybuilding. Yeah.
And like, not just like keeping in shape, but at the level of a fucking bodybuilder,
Like,
who does nothing but work out and eat all day.
and like he's 9 months pregnant and still ripped.
And then science. And then, that part too, yeah.
I'm going into labor.
Yeah.
Still jacked.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But anyway, he doesn't even have a jowl or two. Like,
No, nothing.
Nothing.
No jowl.
Yeah, but anyway.
95, Money Train.
Right! Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah.
That's still one of my favorite movies. Like, so good.
It's so good.
I don't know if I think I like that more than White Man Can't Jump.
I do too.
And I like White Man
And
Can't
I always
Jump.
wanted one more Wesley Woody. I wanted a Wesley Woody trilogy. I hope they can make that happen before they retire. Just one more.
And actually, yeah, no kidding.
One more.
Even
if he just popped up in Zombieland 3.
But I think Snipes I don't want to say he's blackballed from Hollywood, but I don't think anyone really wants to do with him.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of is now. The whole IRS thing or whatever it was.
But yeah, I don't understand, how do you get to a certain level of celebrity and then just be like, I'm not paying taxes?
I'm not paying taxes.
And his was, I'm not paying taxes. I'm just not paying him.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage had a financial advisor.
Yeah.
Or someone who handled his money.
Yeah.
And fucking hosed him hard.
Yeah.
And never did things like, I don't know, Nicholas, do you really need an island? And I'm going to stop you by saying, no, you don't. You don't need an island. Are you renting this island out? No, you want to live on it.
You don't need it.
You don't need an island.
You don't need it.
Because let me guess, you're going to need a plane to fly to this? Yeah, of course. Yeah. Do you need a boat, too, just in case you don't want to fly? Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm just going to take as much money as I fucking can because you're an idiot. I am going to hose you as hard as I can.
All day, every day.
All day, every day. And then when you finally catch me, I'll be like, you caught me. I'm sorry. Guess you need a new agent. And then I'm gone. Because you don't hear about what happened to his agent or whoever the hell was handling his money.
No.
Sounds like he just got fired.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Or Nick Cage put a hit out on him.
Yeah, Nick Cage put a hit on him, and Nick Cage is going to take the hit because he needs the money.
Yep.
And he doesn't understand that it's his money.
He hires
because
himself.
He's so fucking stupid. This is what you get, Nick Cage.
Yeah.
When you don't show up on our Camcast after we tried conjuring you, begging and pleading, now we just make fun of you and call you an idiot.
Because you should want to be with us.
You should want to hang out with us at least once or twice.
I mean, this is way more entertaining than some of your movies. Though Mandy was awesome. Have you watched Mandy yet?
No, I haven't.
Watch Mandy.
Sure.
Get on that.
Sure.
Okay, sure.
Hey, Young Justice? Did you get on that?
Come on, that's way longer than Mandy.
Did you at least watch 2 episodes?
I did.
Which 2 episodes?
First episode. The first season.
Okay. Alright.
I think I watched about 6 episodes, actually.
That's about the equivalent of a movie, so okay.
And then it got pulled, and now I think it's back up again. But season 1 got pulled for a while, and season 2 was the only one on there.
On Netflix, both seasons are on right now.
They are now.
Yeah.
But they pulled the first
I remember
for a
at
while.
the time, yeah. I remember saying that too. I was like, why would you pull the first?
Yeah, the first season.
And leave the second one? The first season is way better than the second one.
Yeah.
The second season's good.
So.
Third season's really good too. I cleared all of Titan season 2.
Wow, I haven't started yet. But
I'm
I've
gonna
been
tell you
doing
right
a lot
now.
of editing.
I'm gonna tell you right now. You could like take your pick. You could watch season 1 and then watch season 2, or you could watch season 2.
That's kind of nice.
It's kind of a reboot.
I've watched season 1.
Yeah.
So.
But it's kind of a reboot per se.
Oh.
Yeah.
Intriguing.
Yeah. It's good. I do like it.
Yeah.
There are some episodes where I'm just like, why did we do this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But excuse me, I think it is a step up from the first in some cases, and about the same in other cases. So
okay.
Yeah, a little bit better, but not like a huge leap. The Nightwing costume looks fucking amazing.
It looks awesome.
In motion, it looks fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so good. I was really like, I don't know, like, you gotta nail it, right? Like,
yeah.
It seems so weird to just be like, yeah, but you gotta nail the costume. They do a really good job at nailing it. And I do like the Arkham-inspired electrical...
I feel like DC, for their TV shows, have done a pretty good job of nailing the costumes. For pretty much everyone.
Yeah, like, well, Dick's Robin costume looked awesome.
Yeah.
But Jason Todd's costume also looks awesome,
Yep.
but looks just different enough where you're just like, that's Jason Todd's costume.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. My only real complaint for season 2, they almost never wear their costumes. Which wouldn't be so bad if they didn't go on patrol.
Oh, yeah.
So they go
You're
on
on
patrol
patrol.
in, like, t-shirt, jacket, jeans, and I'm just like, why would you put on a fucking costume?
Screw that.
Like, I mean, yeah, part of it is that, like, they're kind of reformed Titans, but they're not really, they're only reformed to take down Deathstroke.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Nah.
Hawk and Dove have awesome looking costumes.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Actually, now that I think of it, it's really just Hawk and Dove and Robin that actually had costumes, even in season 1.
Yeah, season 1 was just...
I mean, like, Rachel doesn't really need costume.
No.
And they're getting Starfire closer to her comics appearance, but either way, that'd be my only complaint, without getting on a tangent, because we're going to talk about... What were we going to talk about?
Titans?
You want to do something before movies?
Movies. My birthday list.
Yes, the birthday list. Where were we at? We're at...
Oh, we only made it to 95 so far.
We're awesome. We're awesome. So, Money Train. Fuck, I love that
yeah.
movie. So good.
96 is Daylight. Yeah. Stallone in the tunnel.
Yep.
Good movie.
Such a good movie.
Good movie.
Good movie to see in the theater, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
like, so
such,
far,
such an
we're going through
underrated
this
flick.
list, and I'm just like, there isn't too many that I wouldn't... Like, if they replayed them in the theater, that I wouldn't go see.
Now we're getting into, like, from 97 on, I feel like we're getting more where you weren't always with me.
Okay.
Okay, so 97 was Titanic.
I wasn't there for that one.
You weren't there for that
But I also
one.
didn't want to see that one. I remember I was like...
I know I watched it with Marty, because he's a Titanic.
Yeah, I definitely was like, I could care less. And
Yeah.
I think I was working that day or something like that.
98 has Slim Pickings, so I went with You've Got Mail.
Yeah, I definitely didn't see that one.
Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan.
Yeah.
Romantic comedy of the year.
Yeah, that's true. It was.
99, Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo. You were with me on that
I was
one.
happy for that one. Definitely for that one. Fucking Christ.
2000 was What Women Want.
Yeah, I was with you for that one, and I remember thinking to myself, that was one of those rare occurrences where I remember thinking to myself, they showed every fucking funny scene in the trailer.
Yeah.
That's it.
Pretty much all of them.
I think there might have been one or two funny things that weren't in the trailer, and then the rest was just kind of like,
Yeah. I watched it again last year because I was like, I remember being disappointed. I gotta watch this again. And I was like, still feeling the disappointment.
Yeah, it's still pretty bad, especially because that was in and around the Ransom and Payback stage of his career.
Yeah.
And those are still, like, two of my favorite Mel Gibson movies are Ransom and Payback.
Oh, he was on fire there for a bit. Well, Braveheart.
And Braveheart, that was another one.
That was 94, and then pretty much 94 on was just hit.
Yeah, because it was Braveheart, then it was, like, Conspiracy Theory.
And then Lethal Weapon 4.
Lethal Weapon 4, which is all right.
And then Ransom.
Ransom.
And then...
Well, Ransom and Payback.
Payback, Ransom. Yeah. Payback and then Ransom.
That's right. And they were, like, the same year, were they not?
I think they were summer 98, summer 99 kind of deal.
Yeah, they weren't too far apart, because I remember just being like, that's a 1-2 punch.
Because then 2000 was What We Want. So, yeah, he was kind of like doing one a year there for a while.
Yeah.
Until, he did his whole thing. And disappeared for years.
Well, whatever.
Whatever.
People live lives and make choices, and...
That was a bad one.
That
was a bad choice.
Yeah.
2001, Vanilla Sky.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that one because I remember thinking to myself, because I watched the Spanish version before this one.
You did.
And I remember, like, I think it was a half hour in going, oh, I already saw this movie, and Penelope Cruz played the same character
in the original.
In both movies.
It's kind of funny, though.
It is. It's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. But I was just like, whoa. And it's not too far off. Like, they didn't deviate too much.
No. No, it's pretty...
Like, even the mask thing that he wore.
Yeah.
Because he wore a mask in there, too. And even that, they actually had that in the original.
I gotta watch that one again. Definitely want to watch that again.
I have. And it's still good.
Still good?
It's still good.
Good. 2002, Lord of the Rings, Two Towers.
I think I was there for that one.
I don't think you were either.
Because I watched the first one in the theater. I don't think I was... No, I'm
The Two Towers was just me and James.
No, I definitely... Because I didn't see...
We ended up in the front row in the corner, and I was like this for like 3 hours.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. Yeah, that's right. I wasn't there for that one.
Yeah. 2003, Stuck on You.
Yeah, I watched that with you.
That was a good one. That was a fun one.
That was really fucking good. Farrelly Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
They were killing it for a while there too.
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
Yep.
There's Something About Mary. Then they followed up with Me, Myself, and Irene. Wasn't that the follow-up?
Yeah, it was. Because before Something About Mary was Kingpin.
That's right.
So it was Kingpin,
But Kingpin
Mary,
I didn't see until later.
Me, Myself, and Irene.
No, not Stuck on You.
Stuck on... No.
Was it? It might have been.
Which one? Stuck on You or Shallow Hal? Which one was first?
Oh,
Which one was first?
I think it was Shallow Hal.
I think Shallow Hal.
I think it was Shallow Hal.
Yeah.
And then Stuck on You, and then after that, that's when they started to.
Yeah. Drift off.
Stuck on You. That was so good.
What a weird.
It's so fucking weird.
It's Greg Kinnear and Matt
He
Damon
must be an
glued
actor.
together.
Like, what the shit?
2004, Ocean's 12. 2005, Peter Jackson's King Kong.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't see that one in the theater.
2006 was Pursuit of Happiness with Will
No, I
Smith.
didn't watch that with you. I watched that later.
2007, I Am Legend.
I definitely did not see that in the theater.
2008, The Day the Earth Stood Still.
I wish I saw that in the theater.
I think you were working in retail at this time.
Oh,
Lots
yeah.
of nights.
Yeah. Yeah.
2009, Avatar, obviously in that year.
Yeah. I saw that in the theater, but not with you.
No. And I watched that twice at the theater because I watched it. Adrian didn't want to watch it in 3D, so then I ended up going back and watching it in 3D afterwards. 2010 was Tron Legacy.
Okay.
Awesome movie.
Yeah, actually, that was better than I thought it was going to be.
It pisses me off it won't get a third because Disney bought Marvel and Star Wars is putting all their live action money towards that. Ugh, I would have loved a third Tron.
Visually, it looked amazing.
Visually-
But I remember the story wasn't the greatest.
I mean, I kind of like it more than the original.
I haven't watched the original in so long, so I couldn't tell you.
It does not hold up.
How could it? I think the only thing that does not hold up with Tron Legacy is the de-aging CGI.
Yeah, well, I think that was actually the first movie to do it.
I think so. No, X-Men 3, wasn't it?
Oh,
Last
yeah.
Stand. But Last Stand, I mean, luckily Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen are relatively ageless.
Yeah.
So they didn't have
took
to
a few
do
wrinkles
as
off, and
much,
that was about it.
Whereas with
Jeff
Bridges
had to go back like 30 years.
yeah, it was significant.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. It was about 30, almost 40 years
And then
between the two.
his younger self was the main character in the film.
Right.
So like he was in it throughout the whole thing.
Exactly.
I bet you that was like half the budget alone.
Yeah. And I mean, like, it's one of those where I say it doesn't hold up, but it's not like it's pure garbage. It's just one of those you're just like, okay, I can see.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2011, Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows.
That was good.
Awesome.
That was a good movie.
2012, The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey.
Nope, that was not me.
2013, The Hobbit: The Dissolution of Smaug.
I didn't see any of those movies in the theater.
No, I think I watched that one. I watched with my dad because I was in Fort McMurray at the time.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I was out of town for a lot of these now.
Yeah.
2014, I watched Seventh Son with my dad. 2015, I watched Krampus in BC.
Krampus. Oh, that looked good.
Yeah, go. So
that
good.
looked good.
You haven't seen that yet?
No.
That's a good Christmas one for us to talk about in the future.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, that looks good.
Yeah, really good. 2016, Rogue One, Star Wars story.
Yeah.
2017, The Last Jedi.
Yeah, I watched it in the theater, but not with you.
No.
No, I watched it with my dad.
Yeah,
That's right.
you did.
Yeah.
2018, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I definitely watched that with you.
In 2019, which is this year, it's going to be either Knives Out or Frozen 2.
I've heard nothing but good things about Knives Out.
Knives Out looks awesome.
It looks awesome, but I've heard that it's awesome.
So that's it. That's the rundown from 93 on. At the age of 11, I started my yearly watching a movie at my birthday tradition.
The movie Odyssey.
It was fun.
That was fun. A little trip down memory lane.
Just
Memory
a little walk.
Yeah, a little
A
stroll.
little stroll. Now we'll go into the trailer talk.
26 years.
26. Yeah. Fuck. Where
Yeah.
does time go,
When
man?
you say stuff like that, or like when I say stuff like that, then you're like, oh yeah, that's right, I'm fucking old.
Yeah.
I'm
You know which
fucking
one
old.
makes me feel the oldest? Because I'm 36 still. You're not.
Yeah.
I graduated high school
4
a
days.
half a lifetime ago.
Yep.
Like Like, holy shit.
You know what
Holy
hit
shit
home?
did that.
Here's what hit home. A couple years back, when Ryan quit smoking, right? So we were talking about that, and I was still smoking at the time. And he goes like, yeah, it's been like 20 years. I've been smoking for 20 years. And I was like, what? Really? Like, that's crazy. And then I was going back, and I'm like, actually, yeah, it was, I was like 18 for me. Huh.
Yeah, right.
18, and I'm,
I still remember you being like, I smoke now. I'm like, okay. Like, yesterday, you going outside the back door in the little sleeping lounge there in the back room at the store.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah, but that's
Holy
what I mean.
shit.
And you're just like, holy crap, yeah. So 18 years of smoking. I'm 34. I've actually been smoking longer than I've...
Not been smoking.
Like, more than half my life has been smoking. Huh. Gross. You know? It's like, that's sick. But, yeah, so...
It's crazy.
But hey, you know what? The only nice part is that means that there's been 36 and a bit of being on this earth and in making sure that everyone's life is better because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Enriching others just by simply being on this earth.
Yep.
Think about it like that.
Yep.
The longer you're here, the better everyone's life's going to get. I know how it sounds, but it's true.
Yeah, damn right it's true.
Yeah.
Your lives are all better because of us. You're welcome.
Infinitely better.
Yeah. Yes. And our lives are better because of you.
That's right. That's right.
Trailer talk.
Trailer talk.
In 1 week, we have been nailed 1, 2, 3, 4 times by crazy trailers.
They're all good. They're all good.
It kicked off with Black Widow.
So good.
Coming out May 1st.
You know what I like
next year.
is that I was hearing that it's a prequel.
Yeah.
And then you watch the trailer, and it feels like you're going to get flashbacks, but it's not actually a prequel. There might be, like, chunks of the movie backwards, but the entire movie is not a prequel.
I feel, well, apparently the whole movie, like the majority of it, will take place between Civil War and Infinity War.
Right, and it has to. It has
Majority.
to. Yeah.
And then we'll go, like, little flashbacks before that. I'm sure we're going to see Budapest in this.
I don't know if we're going to see it in the first one. Because they're talking about a trilogy for this.
Oh, I think this is it.
Oh, really?
I think
I swore I heard trilogy.
I feel like they're introducing Red Guardian and her sister, right? She calls sister, but I don't think they're really sisters.
No, they're not. They're
Yelena,
just part of the program.
the second Black Widow.
Yeah, Yelena Belova or something like that. I can't remember.
I honestly feel like at the end of this movie, it's going to jump to current time, and we're going to get an actual funeral for her, and they're going to be there, and it introduces those characters into the MCU going forward.
Okay. All right. I'm going to have to recheck my facts, because I could have swore...
We got no goodbye to her in Endgame, because Tony Stark's thing took over all of it.
Right, and it was going...
Right, we haven't really had a goodbye to her.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think you're right about the funeral thing. I think you're right. I think we're going to definitely get that.
But then it almost feels like this should have been the end of Phase 3.
See, and that's
not
the other
kick
part.
Off of Phase 4.
Like it seems weird to have like an ending for a character to kick off the beginning of a phase. But then again, we've talked about how weird this phase is as opposed to any other phase.
The fourth is fucking weird looking.
It's a weird looking phase. It's a weirdly marketed phase.
Like the third was weird in the fact that it went on forever.
Yeah,
like you look at Phase 1 and 2, they're like 5-6 movies.
Yeah.
And then Phase 3 is like 13-14 movies or something stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
it is weird how many were... Like, I remember when it was in Phase 1 and it was like, you had Iron Man 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
And you were just like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Alright. And then, that was it. What was the end of Phase 1?
The end of Avengers.
Avengers, right.
But it went Iron Man, Hulk, Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Iron Man 2. Thor,
that's right.
Thor, Cap,
That's
Avengers.
right. Iron Man 2. That's right. I always forget the placement of Iron Man 2. That's right. Because then in Phase 2, Iron Man 3 was
kicked
the
it off.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
And then it ended with Ultron.
Yeah. That part I remember. Yeah.
And then
Phase 3 was just massive.
3 was just
yeah,
ginormous.
It was like everything. It was like Doctor Strange. It was Black Panther. It was both Spider-Man movies, both Avengers movies, Civil War.
Yeah.
You know?
Now Phase 4 looks almost as big, But half of them are TV shows on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And they're also introducing things like Blade. They're like, Blade! Oh, that's going to be Phase 5. And then you're like, why are you announcing it now?
Yeah, and like, they did the same thing with Captain Marvel 2, and I don't know why they're pushing her back to Phase 5.
Yep.
I mean, they're still talking about how Spider-Man and Captain Marvel are going to be the Iron Man and Captain America, not necessarily, but that's the roles they're going to fill.
Mm-hmm. And
even going so far as to suggest that, while Spider-Man will not be much of a leader per se because of his age, but he'll be the guy that brings everybody together, the morale booster, you know what I mean? Like the guy that says, okay, no, we got this, we can do this. And of course, like Captain Marvel will be more of the leader type thing. And then they're saying, like, they're also hinting that there's going to be that mentor role with Peter Parker and Reed Richards.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be less father figure and more like student type thing. And I was like, okay, but like, then why are we dragging out Captain Marvel? Shouldn't Captain Marvel be like an anchor of Phase 4?
You would think. If she's going to be that much, that important to them.
Black Panther 2 is also Phase 5, isn't it?
No, that's 4.
That is Phase 4.
The end of 4.
And that's another one. Why not?
The whole phase is literally only 2.5, 3 years long.
But there's only many actual movies?
But it's 3 movies and like 3 shows a year.
That's right.
You're getting hit with 6 entries into the phase per year, and it's nuts.
I don't know if it's a good idea to do. I think it should have been a better idea to sort of ease the TV shows in.
Mm-hmm.
So Phase 4 should have been movie, 1 or 2 tops TV show. And then the 5th phase, depending on how those shows go, right?
Well, they already have like 5 shows announced, and then a couple months back they announced another 3.
What was the other 3?
Moon Knight, She-Hulk,
right?
And Ms. Marvel.
That's right. I always forget about those because I remember thinking to myself, like, immediately when I heard no footsies, Moon Knight, ow, they're rough.
I got big toes.
I remember thinking, like, Moon Knight is a weird one for them to announce right away. Moon Knight and Blade both were ones where I was like, okay, but, like, how are you going to do this? Because Moon Knight has to be violent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it has to be violent. Like, it can't just be, like, punches and kicks. Like, you know, you gotta see some shit where you're just like, oh.
Yeah.
Because, like, Moon Knight has always been, like, an uglier type of vigilante in the Marvel universe.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, we're talking about a guy that has at least 3 or 4 different personalities running around in his head.
Yep.
One of them is an assassin for hire, or they call it mercenary. When he's a good guy, they call him a mercenary.
Yeah.
You notice that?
Yeah.
So anyway, he's an assassin for hire. Then there's, like, the billionaire Bruce Wayne type character, you know. And also, like I said, like, I feel like if they do, like, essentially, like, a Batman light, or even a Daredevil light, it's the people that want to see a good Moon Knight are going to be disappointed.
There is a lot of rumors going around, too. And I don't know, like, rumors by apparently people in the industry that have been right in the past.
Of course.
That Kevin Feige loves Charlie Cox, and he wants Matt Murdock on the universe still.
Why wouldn't he? I mean,
I still feel like now that Spider-Man is back in MCU again, I feel like we're going to see Cox.
I think, like, I feel like, partly I'm just still bitter.
I know.
I'm
so bitter that they
fucking
canceled it.
Bitter.
Like, that show was huge.
Oh, but you know what I also don't want? I don't want them to change the costume.
Yeah, it will probably be brighter.
I mean, lighten it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, but he doesn't need to be, like, bright red like that.
No.
You know what I mean?
And will he have the double D?
He better not. He better not, because I'll tell you right now, I didn't miss it.
Honestly, I didn't either, and I thought I would. And that's when I realized that, no, Daredevil is the horn mask. If
exactly.
you got the horn mask, you got Daredevil.
That's exactly it. So, like, because I remember even with Ben Affleck's Daredevil, and that's a bright red costume.
Well, it was more maroony, too.
But it was a little bit, it was more maroony.
He had the little DD right
But
here.
the DD here, and I remember just being like, you're a blind guy. Why the fuck would you think about aesthetics?
Yeah.
Like, as a blind guy, would you really sit there and be like, hey, I just better put a DD somewhere and stylize, too, and not like a D here and a D here because he's blind. No, perfectly D.
Don't forget, he also put DD on the floor and lit it on fire.
And, yeah, well, yeah, I know. man, I hate that trope so badly.
I'm glad it's gone now.
Every time I see it, I'm always just
I haven't seen it since Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight Rises was the last time I've seen it. But I even remember seeing it in
But that one was so stupid, too. It's like,
fucking dumb.
Island shut down. Batman's just hanging off a building. No one looking? Okay.
I actually would have to say that, like... Because, like, we talked about this before. You can get a fire truck, right? And do it with a fire truck.
Yeah.
Right? But Daredevil's is stupider because this blind guy...
Yeah.
Who's fucking blind, okay? Yeah, he can see things in moving and stuff like that, like through echolocation. Took the time to get gasoline, and perfectly, by the way, pour it out.
You just imagine him, like, one-handed with the gasoline, and then, like, a metal pole just... Bing!
Yeah! And then, like, perfectly poured bolt in the stylized D that he took the time to put on his fucking leather jacket. Like, okay, I get it. We're talking about comic books and superheroes and stuff like that, and you have to say things like, you know, Chris, like, they're not real, so you have to accept certain things just as they are. Like, I accept the blind guy can learn martial arts and then beat the fuck out of people. I can accept that. But at least in the Daredevil show, he got the costume made for him. Mm-hmm. Specifically for it. Just like in Batman, the costume was made.
Well, I felt like with Daredevil, outside the DD on the chest... I felt like he just kind of ordered some leather pants and a jacket.
But why would he go red? How would he know it's red? Like,
he'd be like, excuse me, what's the color of the devil? Red? I'll take it in red, please.
I get that the comic book, and it's red, and it's an iconic costume, and I gotta say, like, it is one of the most iconic costumes, and I am shitting on it pretty hard. It's just, you know what it is? It's hard because the TV show was such a well-done version of Daredevil.
Yeah.
Both, like, everything. Like, not just the costumes, but the casting and the writing. Like, even on the filler episodes. Because I've rewatched all 3 seasons a couple of times now. A lot of times in the background. But it's still just enough. And, like, there's, like, only a couple of filler episodes, and every single one I'm still like, okay. You know, like, the Wilson Fisk growing up episode. Mm-hmm. When he kills his dad. That's a filler episode.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a really good filler episode.
Excellent.
What's another one? Well, season 2's fillers were... The stuff with Elektra growing up was actually pretty good.
The whole show is just great.
Yeah, but the Karen episode, like, apparently I've read a couple of people, or I read a couple of stuff online where they felt like the Karen episode was one of the weakest episodes in the whole season, and I was like, how's that even possible?
I can tell you, like, right now, I watched all 3 seasons of Daredevil, and not one episode did I once go, all right, let's get it done.
Yeah,
I felt that with all the other ones.
You could take this episode out.
Yeah.
You could take this episode out and maybe half of this episode, and we got a great season. Like
I felt with Jessica's season 2, Luke Cage season 1, Iron Fist season 1.
Jessica season 2.
I was picking episodes where, like, that doesn't need to be there. That doesn't mean that. Cut that out.
Actually, Jessica season 2 really was a heartbreaker because season 1 was... Or Jessica Jones. What did I say?
Jessica something. I don't know.
I don't know what I said. I said something.
We'll find out.
Did I say Jessica Ritter?
Jessica Ritter? You might have said Jessica Ritter.
Anyway, Jessica Jones. So with Jessica Jones, season 1 was so good, that the only reason why I put Daredevil above it was because I liked Daredevil more as a character.
Same here.
You know?
I did the same thing.
It was really hard because, like, just like in season 1 of Daredevil, you had it anchored by Charlie Cox and Vince D'Onofrio. And, like, just crazy off-the-wall acting from both of them. Mm-hmm. But the writing and all the characters and the story, the separate plot lines, all really well.
Yeah.
Same with Jessica Jones, where you're just like Kristen Ritter and David Tennant anchors this show.
But I said right after that season ended and they announced season 2, I was like, I don't think I'm going to like season 2 as much because David Tennant, to me, fucking blew me away in season 1.
He was so good.
To the point where I was like, and this is at the time I thought these were part of the MCU because everything's connected or it's fucking not, apparently. I went, that's one of the best MCU villains right there. Easily.
Oh, man. He was so good.
In fact, I put him and Fisk, like, right up there. Like, it was like Loki.
They're still up there
like,
because they're still really good. Like, I mean, I like even just the fact that, like, Purple Man, what the hell was Kilgrave?
Kilgrave.
Kilgrave was so like nonchalant about everything. Like it was like he really did not give a fuck.
Yep.
You couldn't appeal to any better nature because there was none. He was gonna do whatever the fuck he wanted, and he didn't give a shit.
Yep.
You know. But anyway, so same thing. You had those two anchoring that season, and all the characters in between was so good. And then you get into season 2, and you're just like,
yeah.
I wanted to like it so badly.
There's parts I liked.
There are parts.
But
ask me which parts. Because now, I can't really...
Patsy annoyed the shit out of me.
In season 2, oh god.
She was so irritating.
Yeah, that whole like, oh, I want to be a superhero so badly, and then started taking like...
In fact, that season annoyed me more than I found enjoyable. That I didn't watch season 3.
I watched it.
Is it better than 2?
Oh yeah, it is better than 2. It ends really fucking crazy. Like a really crazy ending.
Cliffhanger ending?
Kind of.
Oh, fuck you, Marvel.
It's... I'm like saying like cliffhanger in like the loosest sense of the word, simply because of how it gets to that point. Like, it was a refreshing ending too. Like I was just like, oh, I can't believe that's how they did it. It was really cool. I really enjoyed that.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll watch it. I just haven't felt like I'm in a rush to see that or Luke or Iron Fist or Punisher because they canceled it all.
It's funny how you said
as soon as they said cancel, I was like, I don't really care to watch it right away.
I still haven't finished Punisher.
Yeah.
And I wanted to because I thought Punisher, the first season, was pretty good.
I loved season 1.
It was really good.
In fact,
pretty good. I want to say pretty good.
I enjoyed it. In fact, outside of the 3 seasons of Daredevil, the first season of Jessica, that would be my next favorite.
I would say that's my next favorite. My only major gripe, though, was that he gets to the point where he's about to wear the skull at the end of Daredevil season 2.
Yeah.
And then they do a whole other season before he actually wears the skull again. Like, you're down to, like, episode 9 or 10 before he's actually wearing the skull, and they don't really explain it, or at least in a way that I was like, okay, that makes sense. Okay. Or even the fact that, like, he's not really the Punisher in the first episode or so. I was like, this makes no fucking sense.
That was the other one I heard, that John Berthold might still be in, but in the War Machine armor.
Oh.
Yeah, because there was an arc in the comics for Punisher with a War Machine armor with a skull on it.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
That's the other rumor I've been hearing.
I mean, might as well just make him the Cosmic Ghost Rider then.
Yeah. Well, that's next.
I would rather have him do the Cosmic Ghost Rider thing than have him be Punisher or War Machine or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Yeah. I really don't like the idea of him being in the War Machine armor.
Oh, me neither.
At all.
Me neither. So.
Like, even though, oh great, they had an arc in the comic books. Big fucking deal.
They also had an arc in the comic books where Punisher became Frankenstein.
Hey,
I don't want to see that.
Did you know that they had an issue of Lois Lane where she actually turned black?
Oh!
Yeah. Did you know that they also did that to the Punisher? So do you want to do a video, like a movie of him as a black dude? Yeah, I bet you don't. My point is, just because it's in the comic books doesn't mean you have to do it.
Okay, so Black Widow.
Black Widow looks awesome.
I'm pumped for it.
I think, you know what, the other part that I thought was kind of funny was, like, I know that they played the Red Star thing for laughs, but the costume looks great, for one. But what I love, too, is that they're doing the same thing that they did in the comic books, where because the United States had Captain America, all these other countries are going to be like, well, we want to get one too.
Captain too.
We want two, so of course they're going to have a guy that's going to look kind of like Captain America.
Yeah.
It's a shame he didn't age as well, but I love David Harbour, so I can't.
I love David Harbour,
I can't
and you know
complain.
what? When I saw him in this trailer, I was so happy to see him like in this role, but I still feel like, god damn, he would have been a good Ben Grimm. They could have held off. If they could have held off and made him the Thing.
God damn it! Yeah, that would be so good.
He would have been a solid Thing.
He would be. Shit.
Yeah, but nope, he's a Red Guardian now. So yeah, Black Widow.
Red Guardian. I said Red Star. But I think they're both
I think there's
Russian.
a Red Star too. Yeah, they're both Russian.
But I think Red Star
Most
is
of the
DC.
Reds and the Blacks.
Red
and the
Star,
whites
I
and-
believe, is DC.
Yeah.
It's their DC.
Oh, is that their?
I think so.
You gotta rip off that
I'm almost certain.
third tier character from Marvel. Yeah.
No. It's not even a ripoff. It's just the same sort of thought process,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Anyway,
Russian. Okay.
so I think,
Yeah.
barring anything unforeseen, I think Black Widow is going to be absolutely awesome.
Great.
Like,
Trailer was cut great.
it was cut great. It actually reminded me of Winter Soldier when I watched those
Same
trailers.
here.
Because I was
Same
like,
here.
ooh, so it's just grounded enough, but also fantastic because of what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
And it just kind of was like, a Civil War a bit too, where it was just like, oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
So I'm
It
really,
has a Russo feel to it.
very much so.
I'm so excited
And
for it.
I honestly, I wanted to do so much money that they are forced to do a trilogy.
I really
Just so that I'll be like, I heard correctly, Kenneth.
if they
I heard correctly.
if they finally release a Black Widow movie and it doesn't make $1 billion, I'm gonna be pissed. I'll be like, what? Captain Marvel makes $1 billion, but not Black Widow?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
I agree.
No.
I agree. I mean, I feel like it looks so... I actually, with this trailer, this got me more excited than Captain Marvel's trailers.
I felt nothing for Captain Marvel's trailer.
No, I know you didn't. I think it was the second trailer that I was like, okay, like this looks good.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not disappointed that I saw it in the theater by any means. But, well, I mean, we've already talked about how I feel about that.
But-
What's next on the list?
No Time to Die.
No Time to Die,
The
ladies and
Return
gentlemen.
of Bond.
And I gotta tell you, that looked fucking awesome.
That was a great trailer.
To be fair,
And I was like,
Spectre looked good, though.
Spectre did look good, but
Spectre did look good.
Spectre threw me into such a pit of disappointment that I was really thinking I was going to watch this trailer and just be like, eh.
I felt
But
the
I
same
watched
way.
it. But I watched it. And I was like, yes.
I felt the same way. Like, oh man, like I love that they showed shots of the new 007
Mhm.
and their interplay between that. Like, I like how they're literally saying, no, she's 007. You got to work with her, and he's kind of like, no, that's not how that works. And she's like, that's fine. I'll just shoot you in your good leg.
Yeah.
So we're good? Yeah, I thought so. You know, and even just, and speaking of being expertly cut too, this one was expertly cut too. Like, you get that one little quick shot of Christoph Waltz, so hinting that he's maybe
That
like more of a
he's-
Hannibal
he's
Lecter type
there.
character.
Yeah, that's
you get
exactly
the
what
quick shot of Remy Malek's character, real quick. But you even get like bits and pieces of the storyline. And Sony, for me, has always been one of those companies that tend to show way more in their trailers.
Well, this
than me.
isn't Sony.
Or not Sony, sorry.
MGM.
MGM, yeah. I guess trailers in general.
MGM generally co-distributes with a company.
That's right.
So
that's right.
Quantum was also Sony.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's right. But I find like
This is
a lot of
Universal.
trailers in general show too much.
Yeah.
This showed just enough
Yeah.
where I was like, first of all, this looks awesome.
Oh,
That
yeah.
scene where he jumped off the bridge, one-handing the fucking rope or whatever, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, okay? Like, if there's... I mean, I didn't want to have Skyfall Part 2, okay? I just thought that Skyfall did so much bringing an old character and making him new again. Like, I mean, yeah, Casino Royale did that, but that was also set, like, it was a prequel. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, alright, like a reboot cool. Quantum of Solace, still a good movie, but too Jason Bourne for my liking.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I understand there was problems with the writer's strike and stuff like that, but it was still too Jason Bourne. Whereas Skyfall, I was like, this is perfect. Like, this is perfect. You know, you've got just enough gadgets in there, just enough tech, but also it's a grounded, emotional story that fits the previous arc that this character is going through.
Yeah.
And then with Spectre, I can't get it. Well, first, it was too long. Second of all, he was overpowered.
Yeah.
You never thought he was going to lose.
No.
Ever.
No, the end there when he was just taking everyone out, it just...
No, I'm talking like the desert scene.
Oh, yeah.
The desert scene where like they make a point of saying, okay, so I can drill you here, and I can drill you here, and you'll never remember anything. Or you might not be able to walk at all. He remembers everything. He's able to walk. He's able to Call of Duty style rip apart people, an entire squadron, and he doesn't get shot once. I was like, ugh, I don't want him to get ripped apart himself.
That whole torture chamber thing was just like, this feels too old, Bond. Like, when Bond went into that, like...
The second he was in the contraption...
Yeah.
And they were drilling in him, and I was like, nope, that's too old Bond.
And I always feel like, oh, what is he going to do, Moonraker next movie? Like...
I know, like, it was just like...
We're going to space soon.
And I don't know if I said this in the Camcast, but I know I said this when I talked to you. I felt like before Bond benefited from going back to basics and copying Jason Bourne to a degree. Like, the Bourne movies to a degree.
Yeah.
It wasn't a complete, rape, or not rape, but a complete overhaul. It was just, we're going to take some of the stuff that worked, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Skyfall was like Dark Knight, it was just fucking awesome.
Yep.
Like, it was so good. I feel like now, if they're smart, look at the last two Mission Impossible movies as a way to sit there and, so you can still do fantastic blockbuster set piece movies with minimal story and still make people care.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, like, judging from this trailer, it's in a pretty good spot. I'm not familiar with Cary Fukunuka. I don't even know the full last name.
He's
Fukunara?
We did the first season of True Detective. He's a TV guy.
That's right. I did hear that he did True Detective stuff. But honestly, it looks really good. I haven't heard as much of the troubled studio stuff like Inspector. There's a lot of back and forth.
This thing went through some stuff, right? Like
they always do.
Danny Boyle was originally directing.
Yeah.
And he dropped out.
I didn't hear why.
And then this Cary guy replaced him. So I mean, I don't know. The Broccoli family and MGM get final call on everything.
Yeah.
It's like an MCU situation. The director's there to make the movie, but they don't get a call in it. I don't think they get the final cut.
I don't think so either. I have to, and I think that might also have been a part of the problem with Spectre as well, because, I mean, it's a beautifully shot movie.
Spectre should have been just as amazing as Skyfall.
It should have been.
Sam Mendes directed both.
It should have been a 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
Right?
It should have been like Christopher McQuarrie doing the missions.
Exactly.
It should have felt like boom, boom,
right.
Oh, that was amazing. That was better.
But the weird part is that while I feel like Skyfall did... Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do this. We're going to save this for...
We will do a Bond.
Yeah, we're going to save
it. We're going to do a Bond.
Long story short, it looks amazing.
This comes out April 3rd, so we'll probably do a Bond before then.
We're definitely doing a... I almost say we'll save it until Bond comes out, and then we'll do all 5 in one shot.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Well, I mean, we did 4 with Jason Bourne.
We did, but only 3 were good.
That's right.
We did 5.
Oh, yeah, we did the Bourne Legacy.
Yeah,
that's right. We did do that one. So only 3 were good. Still,
all right.
Your math still holds up.
Still holds.
The math still holds. Anyway, so yeah,
so
I don't want to get too much
into it. No Time to Die, April.
It looks awesome. I hope that it's awesome.
Yep.
Because I'm glad that he's doing a final movie, because I did not feel that Spectre was the one to hang his hat on.
No.
Or hang his, Aston Martin up, or whatever the Bond thing you want to tie it to. But anyway, his laser cufflinks. There you go.
There you go. There you go.
There it is. There it is. So I'm hoping that this is the one that he can go, yeah, you know what? Well, he's done anyway.
He's done.
You don't spend 15 years
He's saying on every talk show right now, no, I'm done. I'm done. Because right now he's going around doing the Knives Out thing, and everyone's asking about Bond.
He's also, this is like the last one he's contractually obligated to.
Yeah.
So that's the other part.
Well, I thought it was just 4. I thought he agreed to do this one. No, was it always 5?
I believe he was actually contractually obligated. I think originally he was contractually, he did 2. I think he signed on for 2. And then signed on for 3 after that.
Oh, okay.
If I remember correctly.
Okay.
Or it might have been like he signed on for 3, and then Skyfall was such a huge hit that they were like, let's lock you down for 2. Mm-hmm. He said, yeah, sure.
Sure.
Perfect.
Not thinking it would
Skyfall
take like
made
8 years.
$1 billion, so fucking rights I'll do that. But anyway. All right, so
now we're on to Wonder Woman, 1984.
That looks good.
That looked good.
That looks really good.
That looked good.
It's interesting.
It looks fun.
They're talking about that one, and they're saying, like, there was not screen, but what the hell do you call it?
Screening?
Yes, they had some screenings, and apparently, like, it makes no sense, and it's like a mess of a movie.
Oh, that's just...
But I was
just the same...
I'm just like, okay, all right, okay, but it looks awesome.
It looks awesome.
It looks so good.
For everyone bitching that she's swimming off lane, well, she's the daughter of Zeus.
I actually thought
Like,
that was really awesome.
That was wicked.
I was like, why didn't we see that before?
Also interesting, no sword.
Yeah.
No sword at all.
I actually did not notice that until you pointed it out. You're right.
It was the whip the whole time.
And no shield.
And no shield.
But it's possible, because we're talking about Wonder Woman in 1984,
Yeah.
that she doesn't get it until later.
Well, she's got that big armor thing.
The gold. Remember how I said that it was a last boss armor?
Yep.
They really make it seem like that's the last boss.
That's the last.
When I saw her in the mall, and she was kicking ass in the suit,
Yeah.
and made sure that she got all the cameras, I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
This is so cool. The shot of Max Lord I thought was really cool. Definitely Trump inspired that one.
Oh, yes.
The stuff with Steve Trevor, though, is really interesting, too.
I still don't... I love Chris Pine as him. I think they have great chemistry, but I'm still on the fence about him coming back. Like, I feel...
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's interesting because, like, at first I thought, like, how are they going to do this type of thing?
Yeah.
But he's actually aged a bit. Like, they show bits of gray in his hair.
So, he's been back for a while.
It's interesting to me, and I'm actually, like, I'm intrigued to see what happened. Like, how is this going to play out?
It's probably going to be something like when the plane blew, the chemicals in it gave him a power or something.
I don't know, man. But I'm actually, like, I'm intrigued by it. I'm a little bit more optimistic than you are. What I also like is, I like the chemistry between Gal Gadot and Kristen Wiig.
Yeah.
And I'm actually really glad that they're playing that they're friends arc, right?
Yeah.
So they're friends, and then they end up going their
jealous.
separate ways. I think it's when she finds out she's Wonder Woman. Then she gets jealous because, well, Wonder Woman gets all the praise, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So then she starts starting the path towards Cheetah,
mm-hmm.
which I'm also really glad that they didn't show Cheetah in the first trailer.
They're not showing it in anything. Like, even the posters and everything, it's just her in, like, a leopard print jacket.
Which is great.
Yeah.
It's actually really great because they kind of have, like, an open canvas to do whatever they want with this cheetah.
Mm-hmm.
They could make her more like the half-woman, half-cheetah that she's been most portrayed as.
Yeah.
Or they could do something else.
Full-on cheetah.
Full-on cheetah. Or they could even do, like a Wonder Woman style, Amazon type thing with cheetah-inspired costume. Like, there's, there's ways around. They're not ways around it, but there's so many ways that they could do this. But I'm really, really intrigued by this.
It looks great. It looked colorful.
Yeah.
It looked fun. I loved the music in the trailer, but at the same time, I was also missing her theme.
I think that we're gonna get that at the end.
I hope we get it.
I agree.
I don't know if we will though, because Patty Jenkins said she shot this a different way with different music and everything because she wanted it to feel like a movie from the 80s.
I agree, but I feel like it is a misstep not to have that theme song.
Because, that's her music. Like, I know they got their whole thing with Zack Snyder going on, but...
When that theme song hit in Batman v Superman, I was like, holy fuck, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then in
it's
her own movie...
And then in her own movie, you're like, yes!
It is such a good theme.
The only thing I will say, like, they're saying stuff like, they're really trying to, like, retcon Batman v Superman out of existence. I don't think they are.
No.
They're just not mentioning it. They don't have to mention it in every fucking movie,
This still feels like it has that little bit of Snyder touch to it.
Because Patty Jenkins is still doing it, that's why. Because, like, even in Aquaman referenced Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, they're not really trying to get away from it.
They're
just picking and choosing what they reference.
They're not going to erase it from memory.
Right.
But they're going to ignore it.
Yeah, they're not going to constantly bring it up. Like, even in Shazam, which didn't have to have any place in that at all, but the fact that he was a huge Superman fan,
Mm-hmm.
So I think if they keep doing what they're doing now, which is what they should have done in the first place, and release these movies separately. The only one, though, I gotta say is where does the Batman fit in this?
I think it's another Joker deal, where it's its own little thing off in the universe.
I don't know if they're going to do that, though.
No?
Because then, when you get into the Justice League, not Justice League 2.
Yeah, the Justice League.
When you get into the Justice League...
Directed by James Gunn.
I don't know.
Because after Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad
I hope
makes cash, and he's done with Guardians, I guarantee you DC's going to try to lock him down for something else.
But I don't think he should do the Justice League.
No.
At all. It's not playing to his strengths.
He loves those quirky characters that
That's
no one
exactly
knows.
it. Like
because he can do whatever he wants with them.
Yeah, and nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
In fact, most people would be like, "That's cool that you did that with that
Right.
character," you know. But
I got teaser face.
But
here.
anyway, like the Justice League, sorry, like there's gonna be, if they're picking and choosing, and they mention Steppenwolf, right? So eventually, like you'll see like Aquaman and Shazam and hopefully Superman, the Batman, and Wonder Woman all together.
Warner DC Today, just gave The Flash a new date to 2022.
Okay, so what?
And it says Ezra Miller's still locked in. Like,
Okay, I don't give a fuck anymore.
but it's funny though that they're not throwing that away. They could just go, yeah, fuck that.
They could.
We'll wait a few more years.
They
and
could.
We'll do
But, okay,
nothing.
but again, like my point is that for all they're talking about not trying to do the Marvel thing, they should have just done the Marvel thing. Release Man of Steel. Okay. And Batman v Superman, that was a dumb move, okay? But don't immediately jump into Justice League. You know what I mean?
Immediately.
Split that off, and okay, so we did that, and then, you do Wonder Woman, like you should have.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
Then you give Ben Affleck his Batman movie, right?
Aquaman.
Same thing. Shazam,
Cyborg.
same thing. No.
No, he could be after Justice League.
If at all.
Yeah, and then have Justice League with Superman coming back, and then it would have felt like the fact that Justice League came out almost 2 years after Batman vs Superman, and then Superman comes back. It didn't feel important, right? But if they would have had all these separate movies without any Superman in the world, his return would have been like, holy shit.
Exactly. Like, I mean, I'm not saying, like I said, you still do Batman v Superman because there's a lot to learn from that mistake. That was a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to learn and there's a lot of good from it. But you're right. Now Superman's dead. Wonder Woman happens. Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's set in the past, but we still establish Wonder Woman.
Yep.
You have Aquaman happen. Now you don't have to reference Justice League, but you still have it happen, right? You can even have him acknowledge that he's been on cameras and stuff like that, like people know about him, but play it more like urban myth type of thing. But then still have the story largely play out exactly the same because there's nothing really wrong at all with Aquaman.
No, I mean,
you know what
Aquaman's
I mean?
fun as hell. I loved it.
It's a really it is a better movie than I thought it was going to be, and I liked his character more. Like I said, I liked his character more in this movie than I did in Justice League because it made more sense.
When you hit that progression, right?
Exactly.
In Justice League, it was the whole movie him being the douche.
Yeah.
Surfer Boy. In this movie, it starts with Surfer Boy, but it shows the growth.
Right, and so now, and like I was saying too, like I understand why they did it because you can't have too many stoic, regal characters like Wonder Woman and Aquaman. So now you can have it so that in certain settings he's going to be regal, and then other settings he's going to be high-fiving you and saying, "My man,"
Yeah.
And then at that point, like you said, bring back Superman. Now you have Justice League, and now it makes more sense for these people to work together to bring this guy back because they're all sitting there going like, yeah, the world is darker. Like, even have Bruce Wayne going like, no, this is a darker place because he's not here. We need him back. How can we do this? And then you can still introduce Flash and Cyborg in the Justice League, but now you get to do a lot less legwork because you've established everyone else in the previous movies. Just like they did in Phase 1. And that's why Avengers was so great, because you could watch Avengers and go, man, everything makes sense. And not watch any of those other movies, but if you watch all the other movies, you're like,
That's a good story.
woo! Thanks for the tangent. Okay, so that's...
So Wonder Woman 84 looks awesome.
Wonder Woman 84 looks awesome. I have no reason to believe it is going to be anything other than awesome.
I'm excited to talk about the next one.
Oh, me too.
Ghostbusters
me too.
Afterlife.
Me too. Not gonna lie, when I saw Afterlife, I was like, I don't really like that name. However, when you watch the trailer, I love it.
Yeah, because it has multiple meanings too, right?
Exactly.
Like, it's...
We're talking about
It's
Ghostbusters.
afterlife, like death, like ghosts.
We're talking about people that bust ghosts for a living.
But
Ghosts
it's
are part
also
of the afterlife.
because it's going to follow Egon's family. Afterlife is after Egon's life.
Exactly.
This is what's happening.
It's awesome.
Like, it's kind of like... I really enjoyed it. I liked it because it felt new, while also paying tribute to the original.
This is a rebootable.
Yes.
This is a rebootable. This is like one where you're like, yeah, this is what
They're
I'm talking
doing the
about.
Jurassic World thing.
Exactly. They're doing the Jurassic World thing.
Yeah.
They're doing the Star Wars, the Force Awakens thing. That's the route they're taking.
Actually, the trailer had a very Force Awakens vibe to it.
Really did,
Yeah.
really. My favorite part is when Paul Rudd is like they find the fucking ghost trap.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, sweet
Awesome.
replica.
Yeah.
You know, and they're just like,
Replica what?
He's like,
A ghost trap.
ghost trap? Like, what are you dumb?
Because back in the 80s, New York was like the Walking
And then they
Dead.
show the
and then,
clip from the
you
80s.
see the original guy.
I was like, yes!
Yeah.
That is so awesome. And I mean, okay, before I go any further, okay, anyone that's watched a Camcast from us knows that we all love Paul Rudd. I don't think anybody doesn't love Paul Rudd. So I'm just going to say
What's not to love?
we love Paul Rudd. Bearded Paul Rudd? What is going on here?
Yeah.
I should not want to have, like, make-out sex with a dude, but bearded Paul Rudd, I think I might.
He is.
I wouldn't say no to Paul Rudd. I would not say no.
He's, yeah. You could look at bearded Paul Rudd and play Shawn Michaels' theme music over it.
Yes, he is just a sexy boy.
He is a sexy boy.
But, and you know what I like too, is that they show stuff happening.
Yes.
They don't actually show too much of anything.
I've watched that trailer so many times. Out of the 4, that's the one I've watched the most.
Me too.
I ate that up.
I was all over.
Because that's what I've been wanting for 30 years.
I agree. I 100% agree.
And I hope the failure of the 2016 one doesn't hurt this. Because I think it could.
To be honest,
I think it could.
To be honest, even if this is the only movie that we get, I think I'll be happy with it.
I'll be happy.
I don't.
It doesn't really seem like it's setting up a franchise.
That's kind of what I'm getting at.
Kids, a family.
Almost like it might surprise you.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, they got the kid from Stranger Things.
Yeah, doing his Stranger Things thing.
Which, okay, fine.
Whatever.
He's still a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know,
let's see him in 5 years. You know, because Corey Feldman, you know what he was doing in every one of his movies?
Same thing.
Corey Feldman.
He was Corey
He
Feldman.
was Corey Feldman.
In all of them.
Even as Donatello.
Yes.
Corey
Feldman.
Corey Feldman. So it's like, okay, you know what?
Yeah. Whatever.
Hopefully he doesn't go the same route as Corey Feldman.
Whew. I hope not. Because when kids are that successful.
Exactly. And there's no offense to Corey Feldman. It's not a knock to Corey Feldman. It's one of those, because, like...
Well, he's got a sweet band now, though.
I don't know how I would act. Like, how I would react
Awesome
if I was a
dance
young
moves.
kid. If I was a young kid, and I was a megastar. Like a Tiger Beat megastar.
Yeah.
How I would handle it.
Like, I'm 12 and supporting my family.
I'm 12, and I can literally do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
If I want to go to a club, I go to the club.
I'm a god.
And then they're going to go, oh, hey, Corey Feldman, come on in.
Yeah.
And I'm going to drink and smoke and snort and do whatever the fuck I want. And no one's going to say anything. They're not going to say, hey, Corey, you're 12 years old. You should be able... I'll be like, yeah, get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
So I'd go crazy, too.
You're walking up to other kids with their fun dips, going, want to see my fun dip?
I'd probably just be like this. You need a line of coke. Fuck your fun dip.
Fuck that fun dip.
Cocaine. But anyway, yes.
Okay. Oh, this trailer.
Do I think that the 2016 Ghostbusters will hurt this film? I do not. Because the 2016 Ghostbusters film only hurt itself. Okay? It didn't hurt the brand. If it hurt the brand, they would have waited longer than 4 years to do this.
Yeah, I hope so.
They would have waited at least 10
Yeah.
if it was a dormant brand. No. What they did was, they went, oh, hold on. Raven wants it? You guys got a script going? Oh, remember how I said, like, I bet you will hear Bill Murray was going to be in? Shortly after we had that Camcast, and I said that, he was announced that he was going to be in it.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's a huge misstep. They should have left it as a surprise.
Well, I mean, Aykroyd's kind of been, like, leaking it for years that Murray's going to be in it.
Yeah, but I mean, you could also just play it off like Aykroyd's
And
just
now-
saying shit for hype.
Now seeing how much of this is going to be like a tribute to Harold Ramis, it makes sense for him to be in it.
Oh yeah.
Like,
But
that's what this feels like. It feels like it's a huge tribute movie.
It actually feels like what the 2016 movie should have been, a bookend.
Yeah.
It feels like a bookend with a possibility of a future. You know what I mean? Because you have the young kids, you could actually have them sort of like possibly be the future next wave of Ghostbusters, right? Especially because if a lot of this tech is laid dormant for 30 years, why wouldn't they, right? Yeah. Or you could just leave it at that. That's the ending.
I mean, they could easily keep going with like Extreme Ghostbusters style with Paul Rudd as the Egon character.
Exactly. You could definitely
And
go...
for everyone bitching about this time of kids, Extreme Ghostbusters had kids.
And it wasn't that bad.
It was actually really good.
Yeah. I only watched a handful of episodes.
I really enjoyed it.
And I remember thinking about... And you know what? The only thing I thought was weird was the animation.
It was a different type of animation.
Which I like. I like that animation. I just didn't think it fit for the Ghostbusters.
But I liked it because it was a sequel to the real Ghostbusters.
Right.
Like, the real Ghostbusters even come back at the end of Extreme.
I know.
And team up with the new kids.
But that's what I'm getting at. So
yeah.
Like, at least if they go that route, it won't be bad.
Yeah.
But like I said, like, I'm not that I'm saying this is a 3-movie trilogy. It could be based on how it looked and how it felt. But I feel like they're going to play it like a bookmark with that little bit of an open ending, just in case.
Yeah.
As opposed to...
I mean, like, Jurassic World, if there was no movie after that, that could have easily stood on
And that's
itself.
exactly my point. That's exactly my point. They had an ending to it with just enough open where you could go, okay, well, I mean, I could see this.
Yeah.
Let's see, maybe there's more to it, right?
Yeah.
And that's, like, and you're right. If Jurassic World was it, I'd be like, fuck yeah.
That was a nice end.
So great.
Yeah.
This is fucking awesome.
Instead, it made $1 billion, and they were just like, okay, we're making another one immediately.
Yeah. Which would have been fine.
Yeah.
Had they not
made it fall in.
Hey, did you watch our previous Camcast where we talked about our feelings about Jurassic World 2? If you didn't, you should, because you'll be amazed at how much we did not like that movie.
Yes.
Even though we really, really, really wanted to.
So bad. I really want it. You know what? I still haven't watched it a second time. I need to watch it again.
I need to watch it again, mainly because, like, I don't hate that movie at all. There's just a lot of really stupid shit that happened in this movie. And, you know, if we're talking, like scientists and like, really relatively smart people, there should be less of this stuff where you're just like, is everyone dumb? Like, if I'm in that movie and I'm making dumb mistakes, I'm going to be like, yeah, well, I'm just a normal guy. Like, I just got roped into this. I mean, all I'm trying to do is not get eaten by dinosaurs. And I'm the easiest prey here. But if you're a genius and you're making the same mistakes I'm making, then what does that say about you? That's all I'm getting at. Anyway, so I am so pumped for this movie. I can't, I'm such a huge Ghostbusters fan that I really want it to be so good. Like, that's why, like I was saying before, like if they go to remake The Labyrinth, I really hope they don't. If they've been talking about doing like a third Gremlins movie.
We're going to touch on Gremlins, but yeah, that is something.
They're talking about doing a third Gremlins movie, and they've been working at this for quite some time.
It's on IMDb. It's announced.
I know, but I'm like, I kind of like, if it's like the first, then I'm fine with it.
Here's a funny thing. I saw Gremlins 3 on the IMDb today, because I was looking at Chris Columbus, because we're going to talk about Gremlins. Mm-hmm. And it said Gremlins 3 on him, announced, happening. I was like, what the shit? So I clicked it. The synopsis takes after the first movie and ignores the second one.
Okay, that's all well and good, but if it's still just going to be more played for laughs, then there's no point.
Makes me think they're going to go a darker route.
Yeah, but
by
also,
saying nothing about the second.
But also, I don't want them to go too dark, though. You know what I mean?
No,
because they
need that perfect in between that.
That's the fine line, which, like I said right at the beginning of this Camcast, it's funny because we're talking about Ghostbusters. We did that at the beginning of the Camcast. So Ghostbusters was that fine line of funny, little scary, little dark, little adult, but ultimately kids could watch it, except for the ghost blowjob scene. The kids can watch, even the ghost blowjob scene, they might just be like, Oh, are they just gonna
Oh,
wrestle?
as a kid, that flew over my head.
It flew over. I remember thinking like, why is he taking his belt off? That was the only thing I remember thinking of. When I got older, I was like, well, yeah, so the ghost can blow him. What a weird ghost. But also a friendly ghost, obviously.
It's a friendly ghost.
Now that's Casper the Friendly Ghost right there. Yeah, it didn't bite. I wonder if it swallowed. Anyway, so the whole point is to have a blend without, like, I mean, I don't need to see the gremlins, like, ripping people's faces off, but just being scary enough where you're like, okay, all right, yeah, throw that fucker in a blender.
Okay, so Afterlife, we see the foot of the terror dog.
I can't wait.
This is apparently the same riff. This is Gozer.
I know, I saw that.
Which totally makes sense why the originals will come back.
It has to be
come back. So now that leaves the question, who's the two terror dogs going to be? Who's going to be Zool and Vincent? Right?
Paul Rudd?
I was thinking Paul Rudd, but then I was like, I really don't want Paul Rudd to be
a
dog.
I don't want Paul Rudd.
I want to see Paul Rudd throw on Egon's suit and stand alongside Winston and Ray and Peter.
I want him to be a Ghostbuster.
And just bust the shit out of Gozer once and for all.
Why not just get Rick Moranis and Sigourney Weaver? Because Sigourney Weaver's cast.
Will she be Zool then? Or I'm thinking it's going to be the mother of the two
I was thinking the mother too. It could be the mother, but why not? Why not have, what's her name again?
Carrie Coon.
No.
The actress's name.
No, Sigourney Weaver.
Oh, in the movie? Dana Barrett.
Dana Barrett, yeah. Why not have her and Rick Moranis be the Keymaster and Zool? Was it Zool and who?
Zool and Vincent Corthrow.
That's right, Vincent Corthrow.
Yeah.
Fucking shit.
The Keymaster.
The Keymaster.
I love those ones.
Oh, my God. Like, that's the thing. Like, you have, like, one guy who's the comedic relief.
Yeah.
Because the other part is, like, these guys are throwing out one-liners. Anyway, so I can't...
You know what I loved? I loved the part where she was talking about her grandfather, Paul Rudd, and he went, whoa, who are you? And then you get that shot of her going through her grandfather's stuff. You get the collection of the molds, spores, and fungus.
Yep.
You get the books all stacked crazy like. You get the suit that's
I can't tell you.
Oh.
Like, here's the worst part, I think, right now. The worst part is that, like, the lead up for 2016's Ghostbusters, I was not like, yes, oh my God, this is going to be so great. I was just like, don't fuck it up. Like, just don't fuck it up, okay? Like, I'm fine with all women. I was more better off when you guys had it in the same world and this was more of a sequel, but just don't fuck it up. And then I watched it and I was like, well, I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been worse, but now I'm like,
it's not excited. A bad movie.
I'm excited. It's a bad Ghostbusters movie.
I'm
excited
movie.
And I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
They didn't understand that Ghostbusters needs that perfect blend of comedy and horror.
Also,
they went full on slapstick goofy mode with
too
farts
slick
and puking
too. They went way too slick.
Yeah.
Like it was too polished.
Yeah.
There's a grittiness to the original and even to the second one, but that's another part of the problem is the second one's a little bit more polished because like there's a grittiness to the first one where like they're wearing like ratty coveralls that are sometimes dirty. They've got like these dingy like elbow pads and knee pads and stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
All of this, the Ecto-1 in the cornfield was fucking sweet.
Oh, that shot.
That shot was awesome. That
shot when the door goes up, you see Ecto-1, and then
I was like,
when you hear it for the first time, because don't forget, there's no Ecto-1 in 2016's movie, so this is the first time we've seen that bad boy since 89.
I was like, oh man. So they got a gun in the sidecar. I was like, this is fucking awesome.
And that was totally Slammer flying around.
Oh, I know.
That's 100%
It has to be. It has to be.
They made it just look like a blob, but it was a Slammer shape.
I know.
It's 100% Slammer.
But anyway, so I was, and then like in the second one, they're like crisp, clean outfits. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They made a point of having the 2 up with the ghost emblem, which is stupid.
The crisp stuff didn't really make sense because they started the movie at a point where the Ghostbusters were just laughing stock now.
Exactly.
They were doing kids' birthday parties and stuff.
So why
if they
would
have started it with, like, we've been so successful, we got all this money, look at our clean suits, that would have made more sense for sure.
Yeah, exactly. But, like, so, yeah, like I was saying, there's a dinginess and a grittiness that makes it feel more real.
Yes.
Where when it's too polished, it actually makes it feel less real. So it's more just like, okay, so this is happening, and less like, this could happen. This could happen in real life, right? So, and I like the way that this is shot, because it shows that it looks a little bit more gritty, more grounded. So we'll see. I'm really excited, though.
I'm so excited.
Really excited. Like,
I'm telling you right now, that's probably it.
I might cry if this is a terrible movie.
I'm going to cry regardless.
Well, hold on.
It's going to be happy tears or sad tears, but I will be crying.
Yeah, that's true. It'll definitely be. I'm hoping for happy tears.
I'm going to be full on Kevin Smith during that movie.
I'm hoping I'm just going to be like, this is just so beautiful.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, I can't believe I paid money for this fucking pile of shit. Why did Paul Rudd sign up for this? I'd still make out with him, but god damn it, it's horrible.
If it's good, this is easily a 3 times on the theater movie for me. And I'm not joking about that.
If it's good, yeah.
I've been waiting almost my whole life for another Ghostbusters, a real Ghostbusters.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
I could definitely see myself. If it's good, I'm in there twice for sure, hands down. But that's it for me.
That's the trailer talk.
That's the trailer.
Thanks for stopping by, everybody.
And see you when I see you.
Okay.
I didn't realize we're doing cuts.
No, we're still going. I'm not cutting. Keep talking. I'm not pooping or anything.
Okay.
We're talking Christmas now, so.
I was wondering why that was out there. All right.
Which one are we going with first?
Oh, I forgot how awesome that shirt is. I still have the Superman one.
Do you?
You should have said something. I would have wore that. I still have it.
Ha ha!
That is so cool.
Ho ho ho! Thundercats! Merry Christmas.
There it is.
Okay, so you want to start with Nightmare or Gremlins?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, hello?
No.
You know what? That probably just did that because I pulled my shirt off.
Yeah.
Nobody? Yeah. Push the chair. There you go. Okay. Alrighty then. Gremlins? Ghostbusters. No, not Ghostbusters. I'm still on Ghostbusters still.
Yeah.
Nightmare?
Nightmare's fun.
Nightmare. 1993, Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. First, do you consider this a Halloween or Christmas movie? Because this has been an ongoing battle.
You know what I heard actually
Forever.
recently, speaking of ongoing battles? Recently, apparently, it's been 100% confirmed that Die Hard is in fact a Christmas movie.
Oh, hell yeah, it is.
Not that we ever needed to have this confirmation.
No.
Okay? But apparently...
Now that that's been confirmed, we need to work on Lethal Weapon.
That's also a Christmas movie.
Every Shane Black movie is a Christmas movie.
Is it?
A majority of them are.
Weird.
Lethal 1, maybe 2, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang,
I was just
Iron Man
thinking-
3.
I was just thinking Lethal 2, I think, was
Yeah?
Christmas. Because, like, I look at it like, if it's shot, like if it's set at Christmas time, and you have Christmas music...
I have this argument with Adrian all the time. She's
And
like,
hold on. And you have Christmas lights.
yes.
Like, if it looks like it's Christmas time,
Mhm.
you hear Christmas music, then how is it not a Christmas movie? What's her argument? I want to hear this.
Oh, her argument is straight up, it's not a Christmas movie. I'm like, does it have a tree? But yeah, it's music.
Exactly.
People are singing.
Right. Are they
Santa
more
Claus coming to
festive than
town?
they normally would?
Is there snow? It's a Christmas movie.
Except in Lethal Weapon, there's no snow.
There's no snow. Well, where, the California in that? Yeah,
Yeah.
there wouldn't be snow.
Yeah.
So,
But still.
yeah. Okay.
And hold on.
Congrats, Die Hard.
Die Hard did snow. Was it the second one?
Yeah.
Second one is
The remake of the first one in the snow,
the airport.
but not done as well. Yeah, that one.
It's still good though. It's not as good as Lethal Weapon 3 though.
Tell you, man. It's too much like the first. Die Hard 2 is a
No, I
disappointing
agree.
movie.
I agree.
I could watch Die Hard and then With a Vengeance and skip 2 altogether.
I can skip 2 altogether, but I do like 2.
Like they even brought back Reginald Hudlin.
I
or
liked
whatever his
that
name is.
though. I actually really liked that.
It was trying too hard.
I agree. It was trying too hard because you had you had the one major bad guy,
Yeah.
and then the military guys come in, and immediately you're just like, okay, so they're part of the bad guys too. And
Yeah.
then when they find out that they're part of the bad guys, you're like, yeah, no, we already figured that out,
Mhm.
right? Like, at least when you had, like, the 6 million twists in With a Vengeance, you were still just like, Yeah, of course, it all makes sense because they're brothers, and he's just like his brother.
So that was a great twist at the
He's
end.
a fucking bank
I thought
robber.
he was just
That's
this crazy
all
guy,
it
as
is.
Simon says, and then
But
at
he's
the
just
end,
a dirtbag
Yeah.
bank robber, just like his brother.
yeah,
It just,
good.
I like it. I like it. But
it's
anyway,
good. It's
all right.
good.
So I will say that this is one of the rare occurrences where it is both.
Yeah.
Because you can watch it on Halloween
Mm-hmm.
and Christmas time and still benefit both because, I mean, for fuck's sakes, it's set primarily in Halloween Town,
Mm-hmm.
okay? it's about people from Halloween Town trying to do Christmas, and they can't really do it because they don't get it.
Giving out shrunken heads. And
My favorite is when, like, Jack Skellington is reading the scientific method, and he's trying to figure out through science how to make Christmas work. And he starts like he's looking and he's cutting up a fucking what you think it's gonna be like a snowflake, and he pulls it out and it's like a spider in a web. He's just like, no, it's all wrong. And I'm laughing because I'm like, it's because you don't get it. There's nothing that you can do. Because you're from Halloween Town.
Yeah.
Your whole thing is scaring the shit out of people, not making people feel good about themselves. It's just like, just stuff like that. I was like, this is so great. So yes, it is both. I'm going to say
It is both? Yeah,
Yes.
because the director, Henry Selick, has said it's a Halloween movie.
Yep. I can see that.
Danny Elfman says it's a Halloween movie about Christmas.
Yeah.
But it's funny, whenever I think about this movie, I only watch this movie at Christmas.
I know, I was going to say the same thing.
I've never watched this at Halloween.
You can watch it during Halloween. I've never have.
I never have.
I've never watched it
It's a
during Halloween.
Christmas movie to me.
Yeah.
I get that it's a Halloween movie, but
Yep.
I don't know.
I'm with you on that one. First and foremost, I said at the top of the show that Tim Burton is the reason why I watched this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's also because I saw the trailer for this, and I got to see stop motion. And like I said, like I'm a sucker for stop motion. I love stop motion. So when you see like a Tim Burton stop motion movie, fucking sign me up.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yep.
You know? Like I even watched The Corpse Bride.
Which Burton actually directed.
Yes, and it was really good.
That's his.
That's really good.
He did
I
the
really
story for this,
Yes.
but couldn't direct.
Yep.
But then this guy, Henry Selick, went on to do James and the Giant Peach,
Which
awesome. Forever I thought was a Tim Burton movie because it looked like this, and I thought this was a Tim Burton movie.
I thought so
As a
too, but I
kid.
realized it wasn't, and when I
Yeah.
got older, I was like, oh, it's not.
And then he went on and did Coraline.
Coraline was really good too.
That's a creepy movie.
It is, but it's really good.
That's a really good movie. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's another one where I was like, because it was so similar to this and The Corpse Bride, I was like, wait, Burton didn't do this movie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Burton did the story, and then he gave the story to Michael
Coraline.
McDowell.
Coraline,
yeah. Gave it to Michael McDowell, who wrote Beetlejuice for him.
Yeah. Well, because he had a short story,
Yeah.
and he was thinking about doing a short film, and then he shopped it around and then realized he could do a full film. He just couldn't direct it because he was doing Beetlejuice.
Yep.
Sorry, Batman Returns. That's right, you said Batman Returns. That's right, you said that. So to get the guy that wrote Beetlejuice was smart.
Mm-hmm.
Very smart.
Very smart, because this has a Beetlejuice vibe to it.
Oh, yeah.
You can feel it.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, it's
100%.
not even just a Beetlejuice vibe. It's a Burton vibe.
It's a Burton vibe.
It's very Burton.
But you could, I don't know, like, Beetlejuice has a different feel to it than, like, Edward Scissorhands. Like, it has the same atmosphere.
Yes.
But the feel.
Yes,
like
that's
this has got that, like, Halloween
Yes.
Town feels like Beetlejuice Town.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
you know,
I
like,
agree.
if
I agree.
Beetlejuice would have made a cameo on this, I would have laughed.
And it wouldn't have felt out of place.
It wouldn't have felt out of place at all.
In fact, now that you mention that, it reminds me of the Beetlejuice cartoon.
Yeah, exactly.
Very much like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah. Okay.
That was a great cartoon.
That was a really good
I
cartoon.
used to watch that every Saturday morning.
Yeah, like, I was a huge fan of that one, too, and I remember just being like, man, this is such a great show, and then you get older, and you're just like, that's weird that they made a fucking cartoon out of Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Because it's a dark show.
Yeah.
Like, the movie it's got some dark fucking themes there.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Great show. Yeah, so I don't know, where do you want to start with this?
I want to start with just the premise alone.
Okay.
I think it's great. I think it's great that you've got Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King, who is like like the king of Halloween Town, not the mayor, but he's the guy that's in charge of scaring the shit out of everybody.
Yeah.
And he goes through an existential crisis where he's like, I don't want to do this anymore.
I do it every year.
Every single year, I do the same thing.
Like the day after Halloween, the mayor's literally at his door going, "We have to plan for next year."
Yeah,
and
he's just like, I don't care anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. Like he lost his spark, and he just takes off. Like he walks away. He gets his dog out, which I loved. I loved the dog part. I thought that was awesome. And you get, I literally just forgot her name. Sally, who's into him.
Yeah.
Into him. And
she's got her own torture little stories, so she gets where he's coming from.
Yeah, her part I thought was really cool too, because she's constantly dragging her dad to get the fuck out just so she can leave the fucking place. And they play it for laughs, and that's one of the things that I like about movies like this, where there's like a kid could watch this and go, "Oh, that's kind of funny," but as an adult, you're like, "Oh, we're touching upon some dark stuff here." Yeah. You know, so it's a little bit more like upon repeat viewings. But I like that he just kind of goes on a sojourn and he just walks. That's a good word, by the way. And he walks through the forest, and then inadvertently realizes that he's like Halloween Town is part of a whole section. Yeah. You know, and then he's just like, he's looking around, and then he sees the Christmas tree door, and he goes, "Huh." Opens that up, goes through, and then just falls in love with this. Yeah. And now he's like, I'm going to bring Christmas to Halloween Town.
What's this?
Yeah.
What's this?
It's magic in the air.
What's this?
You know? And I was like, oh, man. Like, and the fact that it's a musical, you know, as a Disney kid was just right up my alley, too. Yeah. Like, even now I'm a Disney kid, true and true, and I'm just like, I'm actually glad that we got the Disney app, because this was a hard movie to find without downloading it.
Well, Disney's pulled everything. You want Disney, you got to get their app.
Well, that's exactly it. So, luckily, we're getting it for free right now, so that's kind of nice.
You're on the trial, eh?
No.
No?
No. One of our family members was nice enough to give us their info.
Nice.
Thanks, guys.
I did the trial, and I went, there's not enough here for me right now. Because I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, so Mandalorian I feel like I can watch whenever.
That's true. Even though I heard nothing but good
And for
things.
Disney movies, I'm not sure if you noticed, I own a majority of my favorite Disneys already.
Like, we watched the original Lion King, and then I watched Nightmare Before Christmas, and then that's really it. Yeah. So it's one of those where I'm glad I'm not paying for it. I mean, we will end up doing it because I don't like to...
I mean, I'll do it once the Marvel stuff starts, because I'll feel like I need to watch those to get the movies going forward.
I hope that that you actually need to, because if it's one of those where later they kind of go, yeah, you didn't really need to watch
Though,
it.
honestly,
I'll be mad.
Honestly, I'm more excited for the TV shows in Phase 4 than the movies.
I have to agree. Like, I'm
like
all in.
WandaVision, I'm in.
Yeah, that's just weird enough that I'm like, okay.
Falcon and Winter Soldier, I'm in.
100% in. 100% in.
Yeah, I mean, She-Hulk, Moon, like, I'm in for pretty much...
Hawkeye?
What if?
What
an
if?
Animated series where every episode is a what if this happened in this movie instead?
I'm all in.
I love it.
Stuff.
I love it.
I will say the back catalog for superhero cartoons, though, is awesome. Yeah. X-Men, Spider-Man.
I have X-Men. And then recently watched Spider-Man on Netflix before they got pulled, so...
No, I'm talking about, like, the original Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah. No, that's what I'm talking about.
That was on Netflix?
Yeah.
Really?
The 94 series?
Wow.
Yeah. I watched all 4 or 5 seasons.
I think it's 5 seasons, actually. Yeah.
I watched them all. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I know I watched every single episode. I never missed an episode of that one, and I never missed an episode of X-Men. Yeah. But those two being on there, I was like, okay, all right. And then the other one, they didn't have Spectacular Spider-Man on there, which I thought was weird.
Yeah, that's not... yeah.
Because I think that's Sony.
I don't know.
I can't remember, but the latest Spider-Man ones, Ultimate Spider-Man's on there. That one ran for 4 seasons.
They all ran for quite a while.
But I heard, like, Spectacular Spider-Man is supposed to be
one.
the best one.
I really enjoyed the MTV one. It sucks that I only got one season.
I liked aspects of it.
Yeah. I like the whole 3D thing they were going for. And the voice acting was really good.
Voice acting was really good.
I think that was Neil Patrick Harris.
It was definitely Neil Patrick Harris. And they also, in a bit of continuity, had Black Kingpin. Yes. Which was interesting.
That's right.
They did that. Yeah. Yeah. But then again, at the time, wasn't it Spider-Man and Daredevil were both Sony?
No, Daredevil was Fox.
Daredevil was Fox. Okay.
But they were around the same time, so they probably figured, well, everyone thinks Kingpin's black, so we'll just...
But still, that's pretty cool.
It was smart thinking.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Okay.
Anyways, back to that.
Getting back to this here.
Awesome how we get
but I absolutely... And I love that the concept, like, was literally like him trying to bring Christmas to Halloween Town and then not getting it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even, but like, to a point where he realized, okay, so in order to sell it to them, I gotta make it sound scary. So, watch out for Santa Claus. You know?
Sandy Claus.
Yeah, Santa Claus, and you're just like, okay, alright, like, a little bit of awareness where he's just like, okay, like, this might... And then even, like, with Sally going, like, don't do this. This is not gonna work. This is gonna fucking... Like, everything's gonna be fucked up. He's like, shut up. It'll be fine. Don't even worry about it. It'll be great. Now make my jacket. Make my jacket, okay? I love the animation so much.
And you know what? It's aged so great. It's still... I watched this again last week.
It looks so great.
It looks so good still. I think that's the thing with stop motion, like clay stuff, like...
Animation in
ages
general...
well.
Animation in general tends to age well. Because, like I said, we watched Lion King the other day, not too long ago, and that still holds up really well.
I feel like anything from 1990 on...
The animation really does hold up. Holds up.
Yeah.
But also, it of course depends on the budget, right?
That's true.
Like, actually, I don't even want to do that, but just in general, like, this holds up really well. But stop motion does have a little bit more of a life, I guess, to it.
Yeah.
Because, like, I even like stop motion, like, when they do old movies. Like, the stop motion in Ghostbusters, actually.
Yep.
You know, like you can tell that it's not really there, but it still looks really cool.
I love it. I don't know. I love stop motion in movies.
I'm hoping that there's not too much CGI in the next movie, in the latest Ghostbusters movie, or at least do it in a way where it kind of looks real. Like, give it dirty it up a bit.
Yeah. Like, have a real actor, but then add the glow to them kind of deal.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Like they did with so many of the ghosts in the original.
That's what I'm saying. Or even, you know what I would like? I'd like if they did the actual Slimer costume.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Where, like, they had to wear, like, blue legs just to block out the legs and stuff. Yeah. And then maybe do a tad CGI for him flying around and stuff like that, but nothing too crazy, you know? But the story is amazing. Like, it's actually a really cool, touching story.
It's amazing because at that time there was nothing like it. And honestly, there hasn't really been anything like it since.
Just going to say, like, this stands on its own.
This is a very clever, original story that you can't really...
I mean, even the premise, like, you got a guy who is from Halloween Town.
Yeah.
Who literally does nothing but scare the shit out of people every year. Comes across Christmas Town and says... Okay, let's bring it to Halloween Town. But then I also like where he says to Santa, he's like, hey man, you know what, we're going to do Christmas this year. You don't got to worry about shit.
Yeah, he thinks he's doing the guy a favor, right?
And Santa's just like, no, it's cool. No, I got this. I got this. No, guys, take care of him. Make sure that he's well taken care of. We got Christmas.
They throw him in with Oogie Boogie.
What are you doing? And and then instead of like putting him in a safe place, they put him in with Oogie Boogie.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite song, actually.
Yeah.
The whole thing. I like all the songs. Like, I don't know.
I'm a What's This fan.
What's This is really good.
Like
even now, when I think about it, I think about A Nightmare and I go, what's this? What's this? And
it's always the first thing I start singing.
That's right. Voice acting is great in this movie.
The voice acting is so good. There's actually two voices for Jack.
Yeah.
There's Chris Sarandon doing the voice.
Which blew me away.
And then Danny Elfman doing the singing.
That actually really surprised me. When I saw him in the credits, I was just like, oh, yeah, that's right.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Catherine O'Hara did Sally. Another, she did Beetlejuice.
I was going to say,
so
another
it's just a big, it's a big Beetlejuice reunion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I like how, like, everything feels iconic almost. Like, Jack and Sally got these really cool looks to them where you'll recognize it wherever. You can see a shirt, like a black shirt with just a silhouette of Jack's face on it. You go, Nightmare Before Christmas.
You know what I love?
Like,
I still love that one shot where they almost always have it, where it's like A Nightmare Before Christmas, and there's that scene where like he's walking down that that mountain that's uncurling as he walks.
Yes, I love that shot.
And he's got his dog with him too.
Yep.
That for me is the
around.
iconic shot.
Yeah.
And even as he was doing it, like I forgot that it unfurled like that. And I was just like, oh yeah. I love like when they do these little touches where you could tell that they thought about these things. Mm-hmm. And they said, wouldn't it be really cool if as he's walking it went like this? I guarantee you. Like,
and then it curls back up.
Yeah, and then people were like, yeah. And then somebody went, and when he's off it, it curls right back up. And they're like, yeah. And like I feel like that's the excitement that they were all having when they were storyboarding it. And it was just like, oh man. But yeah,
but
like
the supporting characters I feel are just as iconic looking.
Exactly.
The mayor, the evil scientist, Oogie Boogie. But then even Santa's got like this very burdenish, iconic look to him. Like there's never been a Santa like that. I
forgot exactly. When I seen him, I went, "Oh fuck, that's right."
Yeah.
He's a burdened Santa, but he's still Santa.
Yep.
You know, what I love too is that he, just like Christmas Town, is very clean, very like just like straight lines, no nothing out of place. Whereas like it's all dingy. I even like that Sally's like sewn together.
Yeah.
You know, like when she jumps out the window and just kind of like sews herself back up.
Uses her body parts for things.
All right, that's awesome. Or even like fucking when her dad grabbed her arm and was just like she's smacking him.
Yeah.
With her arm, not even attached to her. I was like, man, this is so
Or when she uses
great.
her leg to draw an Oogie Boogie.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, she's up here trying to free up Santa. Like. That was funny.
It's so good. Or even like something as simple as just she's like, I'll be back, and he's just like, yeah, to get your arm, right? Yes. Like, well, yeah, of course I would want my arm, but I don't want to live with you. Why do you think I keep drugging you?
So good. Yeah, but like really good looking characters. But I like how like it has a very indie feel to it at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
Like it feels small. Like an indie movie would.
Yes.
But the end of it where he's flying around and the tanks are shooting him.
Exactly.
Like all of a sudden it feels epic, like big and scope.
I actually hadn't seen it in so long, so I forgot that it escalated to that part.
Yeah.
Where like he's doing the Christmas thing, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, I forgot about that. And they're trying to shoot him down, and he's got the beard. And he's still Jack Skellington, but in a red coat.
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy, but it's so funny. It's just like, oh man, but I was like, yeah, wow, this is crazy.
The Santa imposter, Santa hasn't been seen, Christmas may be canceled all year, and then showing all the kids like crying.
Exactly.
And
they
what,
get all
and what
these
they're
like
getting?
weird fucking gross gifts because they're not in Halloween Town, so they're just like
the snake swallowing the tree, and the kids just I
was like, oh my god, like it's so fucked.
Timmy, what did you get? Turns around the shrunken head. And
I remember
the kids'
from the
face
trailer.
are just like.
I remember from the trailer that scene where it's just like, and you're just like, oh my god,
so funny.
Oh my god, so funny, but so great.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I have for notes.
I was like, man, this is just so great.
It's just an enjoyable film.
I like, you feel great watching it.
Yeah.
Like, big smile through the entire movie. I was just like, oh yeah.
And I love that it's like, it's only like 70-something minutes. It's short.
Yeah.
So it moves.
Exactly.
Never once does it slow down and like...
Not at all.
I didn't look at my phone once.
No.
And it's sad, but these days, if you don't look at your phone during a movie, you know it's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's basically how I judge a movie these days. But I feel like I have to quickly look at my Facebook, even though I don't need to. Well, then there's something wrong with the movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's not pulling me in the way it should.
100% agree.
And this is like that.
Whew. That kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Look on my face, I'm like, where did this come from?
What? We still got another movie to go, Chris. Don't fall asleep.
You're boring me. What's that for? You bore me.
You bar me.
Yeah. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. 8th season. 8th season.
That show should just keep going forever.
I love it.
I love it
so much. I'm really sad that the Good Place is ending after 4 seasons.
I like that it's ending on its own note, though, and not getting canceled.
I do, yeah, because actually, he had the bartender show. That one was a quick flash in the pan.
Yeah.
I think 2, maybe 3 episodes, and then it got canned.
Ooh, that's bad. You don't even get a full season?
When Michael Schur's movies or TV shows don't even get like a full season, I was surprised by that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe it's just one of those where he kind of had a hand in it, but not a full hand. But you know what? Like, I know that, like, The Good Place, because of the subject matter, I knew it wasn't going to be like a 10-season, like The Office or whatever, because of the subject matter. And you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, it's a philosophical good versus evil type of thing. But if you haven't watched it, you should watch it, because The Good Place is a fucking amazing show. But I almost feel like, now granted, I haven't seen the last couple of episodes of this season, so maybe not, but I almost feel like 5 seasons would have been perfect. But then again, I haven't seen all of season 4 yet, so. Yeah.
It's so good. After
good.
season 1, just season 1 alone, I went, wow, this could easily become one of my favorite shows I've ever watched.
That's exactly what I did too. Like, I was watching it,
and I thought nothing of it when
I
put it on.
I really, I liked it. I liked the way it looked. I liked how, like, it dealt with the good place and, heaven and hell. And I liked how, like, you could only say, like, forker or shirt and stuff like that. I was like, this is, mother forker, Plus, I love Kristen Bell. Yeah. All the actors and actresses in it was great. The concept was amazing.
Great lineup.
And then when you get to the end of the first season, then you're just like, oh.
Yeah, to get a twist like that in a sitcom.
Now, don't get me wrong. Like, leading up to it, I was like, something doesn't feel right. I wouldn't be surprised if this was spoilers. Actually, I'm going to do this.
I know.
But then when it hits and you're just like, wow.
Yeah.
So,
love that show so much.
So
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Short, A Nightmare Before Christmas is an amazing Christmas movie.
Yes. It's a great Halloween movie too, but I don't think I'll ever watch it at Halloween.
Yeah, like, I mean, I said it, and I'll say it again, like, yes, you can definitely watch this at Halloween. Yeah. However, I will never do that.
I mean,
I'm with you.
I'll watch Beetlejuice and Sleepy Hollow at Halloween.
100%.
But this is a Christmas movie.
I encourage that. And then when you're done watching around Halloween time, watch them every other time, because they're great movies in general. They're just great movies in general. Like,
absolutely.
Oh, Sleepy Hollow is so good. I can't wait to do a Camcast on Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, me too.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do it for, like, Halloween?
Maybe.
Maybe we will. Maybe we won't.
The list. I feel like when we started the Camcast just over 2 years ago, we had a list.
Oh, we did.
And I feel like we've only knocked off half of that, but also added three times. Yeah. Our list is huge now, man. We're going to make it to 1 million easily.
Which is great. I'm excited. I'm excited for it. This is a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun. But we're not even done wrapping this up. We're on to
we're gonna do
seminal classic, 1984. I was 2 years old when this movie came out. The Gremlins. Or no, just Gremlins.
Gremlins.
It wasn't called The Gremlins.
Not The Gremlins. There's Gremlins. There's The Gremlins. There's animated Gremlins.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yes, that's right. Which I never watched, actually.
It's not that good.
I didn't think
But then again, I was comparing it to Gremlins.
Right. It's almost like watching... I feel like it's... I never watched it, but I almost feel like it's watching Ghostbusters instead of the real Ghostbusters. Do you know that second cartoon, the Ghostbusters?
Yes.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
That's a bad cartoon.
Did you watch that, the TV show or the movies that made us yet on Netflix?
No.
The Ghostbusters
Not
episode?
Yet. Not yet.
There's a whole thing on that Ghostbusters thing. Did you know they started shooting Ghostbusters with 2 names? They started shooting it with Ghostbusters and Ghost Breakers because they didn't have the rights to Ghostbusters. They had to get it from that company that owned Ghostbusters.
Oh, wow.
So they started shooting it as both. So they were doing each scene twice with Ghostbusters and Ghost Breakers.
Oh, God, that's a...
And like halfway through, they're just like... halfway through the crowd part where they're all chanting Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters. It's like, listen to this. And the guy on set held up the thing. He's like, we got 500 extras yelling out Ghostbusters right now. We ain't doing this again with Ghost Breakers. You got to get the rights.
No,
we're leaving it. And they just kept shooting Ghostbusters, and we'll figure it out in the end. Like,
wow.
Oh man, you got. Oh, it's so. Watch that
I
episode.
only watched a couple of episodes of that cartoon, but it's bad.
It's bad. Like a monkey and 2 dudes or something.
And it's like almost like medieval, Middle Eastern. I was like,
safari monkey looking. No, he had a detective. He had like he was a gorilla.
Yeah, it's not good. And it's not even like, it's not good because I watched Ghostbusters first.
Yeah.
I think I watched the cartoon first before the movie. I'm just trying to remember.
I remember because I only had 2 channels when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So all those shows I had to get recorded from my aunt who had all the stations.
Yeah.
So she'd record me like He-Man and the real Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
So she's like, "Here, I take you some Ghostbusters." Oh yeah, and it was Ghostbusters, not the real ones.
I was similar. It was
like, what is this?
What the hell was it? Oh, YTV.
Okay.
So you know, like the old school like scrolling. TV guide thing.
Yep.
Or no, actually the book. I remember the book. So we had the book and from the newspaper. That's right. So a TV guide. So it said like 8:30 Wednesday Ghostbusters. So I was like, oh, okay, all right. And then I watched it and I was like,
what
guide?
What
like,
is
info?
this?
And I'm like, it's the Ghostbusters, but what the fuck? Like I think I thought it was the Extreme Ghostbusters.
Yes.
I think I thought that it was that, which didn't make any sense because YTV didn't get Extreme. It was like one of the American channels, and I was just like, oh. So then now imagine my disappointment when it was like, what the fuck is this shit? Ugh. The animation was terrible. Like everything about it was bad. The voice acting was horrible.
It's bad,
right? So I mean. You know, like I said, like if it was the case of it being really good and I just happened to see the real Ghostbusters, now it makes sense why they called it the real Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly that.
You know, I was like, well, I found that out later. I was like, oh, that's why, right? And and it was, but that cartoon was good too. I really like that cartoon.
Really good.
Yeah. So Gremlins,
Gremlins,
one of my favorite movies of all time. One of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
And also one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. And why is it a Christmas movie, Kenneth?
Because there's Christmas trees and Christmas music and snow.
Yeah, there is. And also plenty of these fucking gremlins wearing Santa hats.
Yeah. In fact, I believe the Mogwai was a Christmas gift.
You know what, Kenneth? It was.
Oh!
It was a Christmas gift.
This is a Christmas movie. Straight up. So directed by Joe Dante, who did The Howling, Inner Space, Small Soldiers, and Gremlins 2.
I've watched all of those movies, actually.
Yeah.
I've watched The Howling, which is a crazy werewolf movie.
It makes sense why this is so scary to a kid now.
Actually, the Howling movie series in general is fucked up, but crazy cool. Inner Space, I didn't know he directed Inner Space. That's
a good movie.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, that's the one where Dennis Quaid gets shrunk down to go inside.
Martin Short,
that's right. Archer spoofs that.
Yeah?
Yeah, fucking spoofs that.
Such a funny movie.
That's hilarious. I have to rewatch that movie, but I just remember being like, wow, this is a crazy concept.
Yeah.
Didn't they do that? They remade it as Osmosis Jones? They didn't.
That was a Fairley Brothers movie. That's where they went.
That's right.
I believe that was the biggest bomb of the year.
Osmosis Jones was the biggest bomb of the year. And when you watch it, you can see why.
Yes, absolutely.
Because the
I think I
Farrelly
only made it
brothers,
halfway through.
Farrelly brothers shouldn't do kids movies.
No.
And if you're going to do an adult cartoon, market it like an adult cartoon. Otherwise, it's going to fucking bomb. Anyway, so this is, like I said, one of my favorite movies of all time. One of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. Just, man, I love this movie so much. I love this movie so much that I actually didn't watch the whole movie. I only watched the middle chunk because I was like, I can't really remember the middle point, so I watched the middle chunk just to kind of be like, oh yeah, that's right. So like, even just having one of the Mogwai being given to the teacher, I forgot all about that scene, right? But anyway, so Christmas gift from Billy's father, who's an inventor.
Yeah. He's got the funniest inventions.
The funniest inventions.
They're so funny. When I watched this, I got to watch this on the big screen last year. They played it.
Oh, fuck.
So I went to
Where
watch
was
it.
I for that? I would have went.
I don't know. Where were you for that?
I don't know.
I did a double feature that night. I went and watched Gremlins, and then I watched Dune.
Oh.
For the first time.
Ouch.
I left halfway through, dude.
Well, yeah, because it's like a 4-hour fucking movie.
Oh, I think you were working.
Yeah, I think so.
It was a Tuesday night or something.
It was a random one,
like
and I remember
a
like being
6:30
like,
or something.
"Son of a bitch."
Yeah.
Because I would have went for Gremlins for sure.
Yeah.
The scene on the big screen, that was fucking.
That's the first time I ever got to see him on the big screen because I was too young when they
Oh
came
yeah,
out.
I've only ever seen it on movies or TV.
Yeah.
That's it. But that is one of those movies where if I'm flipping channels, I'm watching it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care when it's. And if, like I said before, if it's 10 minutes before the end, I'll finish it up, but I'll look for repeat showings because I'm watching that movie again.
Yeah.
Do I own it? No. Which makes no sense.
Yeah.
But I will. Now that I think about it, I'm like, yeah, I have to own it.
Yeah.
And if it comes in a 2-pack with a new batch, yeah, it's
New
Gremlins 2,
batch?
the new batch. I'll buy it anyway, even though the new batch isn't that good. It's still all right.
It doesn't come in a 2-pack. In fact, it's really hard to find new batch on Blu-ray.
You mean you don't want a shot of fourth wall breaking Hulk Hogan?
Nah.
I don't.
Mm-mm.
You don't remember when I watched it, and
Even as a kid when I watched it, I was just like,
I didn't get it. I was like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And then when I got older, I was like, okay, so now we just acknowledge that this is a movie and it didn't really happen? Okay. I read the book that was based on that movie before I saw that movie. I'll be honest with you. So they cut out all the humor, right?
Yeah.
So it actually seemed like it followed in line with the first one.
Okay.
So then when I finally did watch it, I was like, okay, so this is just more played for laughs then. Alright, okay. It's still good. It's still a Gremlins movie. Plus you get that awesome, like, fucking Gizmo Rambo thing.
Yeah.
Which is just sweet.
Driving the friggin' Jeep or whatever, that remote control car around in the mall or department store or something.
Well,
right?
it's in the mall because it's in a giant skyscraper.
Doesn't he actually do a jump over a water fountain? And he can't touch the water, but he does it.
That's in the first one. He's in the pink car in the first one.
Oh, pink car. No, but he was in another vehicle in the second one.
He was in another vehicle in the second one. I think you might be right. I think he did do over the water fountain. But he had like a fucking...
Yeah,
he had
exactly.
The
I
thing.
remember that. Yeah, he did the whole round.
And he had like the bow and arrow stuff, like, and he was like kicking ass because he was sick and tired of being a pussy. I was like, man, that's awesome. A little bit of character progression, especially because from the first one. So, okay, so when you get introduced to Gizmo, he's just a mogwai, and there's rules. Okay, so this Chinese curioso owner, meets Billy's dad.
Yeah.
Is it
Randall.
Billy Randall?
No,
No,
Randall.
Randall's his name. Yeah, that's right.
Randall Peltzer.
That's right, Peltzer, yeah. And so he's like, oh, I really, really want this Mogwai. And he's like, Mogwai's not for sale.
No.
Mogwai's not for sale. And he's just like, come on, man, like, let me have it. And he's just like, 2 rules.
3 rules.
3 rules. Oh, that's right. There's no sunlight.
No
water.
Bright light will hurt him. Sunlight will kill him.
Yeah.
No water, not even the drink.
No water at all. And
Never feed after midnight.
ever feed him after midnight.
Which has never made sense because every moment of the day is after midnight.
Right. And another thing I thought of, too, is because we mentioned the snow.
Yes.
There was a scene of about 60 or 70 of them just strolling through the snow.
Right.
Wouldn't they also be wet? Like, wouldn't that also be, like, I mean, I know we're talking about more solid water, because we're talking about snow.
Yeah.
But the time zone thing is always the one.
That's always like...
Every time someone brings it up, like, because, like, for me, I'm just like, it's in the movie, okay, that's fine. But when somebody says time zones, I'm like, yeah, no, I get it. I understand where you're going with this. Don't.
Yeah.
Don't
But it's like,
push
okay,
this.
don't feed after midnight for how long? When can I start feeding him again?
Yeah, exactly.
Because 11 p.m. is still after midnight from the night before. You know what I mean? Like,
Or 11 a.m. 11 a.m.
Well, even p.m. is after midnight. Like, everything is always after midnight.
That's right. Yeah, there is always an after midnight, right? Yeah. And it's just vague enough, too, right?
Yeah. So I mean...
But yeah, so those are the 3
off.
rules. Yeah. Light will hurt him, sunlight will kill him. That's right.
And of course, all 3 happen.
Well, when you watch a movie as an adult, you go, well, if none of this happens, then what's the fucking point of the movie?
Yeah.
Like, if you watch the whole movie, and the whole movie was Billy and Gizmo hanging out, having a grand old time, And then that's it. How would you feel about this movie?
It'd be pretty pointless.
You would be like, huh.
Well,
I saw this in the theater.
He was cute.
He was cute. It almost feels like if nothing happens, it would be like that weird, like, remember the show Perfect Strangers?
Sounds really familiar to me.
Just that, like, buddy comedy where, like, one guy's a human, the
Yep.
other's a mogwai, and because of that, there's a little bit of a butting heads because two different people, but everything gets rectified in 22 minutes. Perfect Strangers was the one where, like, you had the regular dude, and then his cousin Balky was from a weird island, and he
this
had
is really ringing bells.
yeah. So, Bronson Pinchot played him.
Oh,
And it was the same character he played, like, in Beverly Hills Cop. He's like, Ockwell!
Yeah.
But he wasn't as gay, but he was still, like, huge accent or whatever. Remember that?
Yeah.
So we kind of like that, where,
Yeah.
like, because Mogwai is so different, Gizmo has got all these different customs, right?
Yeah.
Right? So, but yeah, so, like, all of these things had to happen, right? But it's like the initial build-up, too, is because, you know, I mean, like, Gizmo's super cute,
Mhm.
right? I do think it's funny how it's like, here, son, here's this huge responsibility pet for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
It's
I'm
not
leave
even a
town for
dog.
bit.
It's an animal no one's ever seen. Here's
Yeah.
what you got to do with it. Good luck.
Yeah. I don't even really know much about this thing,
Yeah.
other than you don't, light is not good, sunlight will kill it. Don't get it wet. Don't get it wet, and don't feed him after midnight. But don't ask me the specifics about that last one there. Just don't do it, right? And then he leaves. He goes to do this conference, or no, the
invention conference.
invention conference.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, well, so he just fucks off, right? Whatever.
He's this teenage kid with this.
And then within minutes, he gets him wet.
Yeah. Minutes.
It's like, I think it was literally the next scene.
Yeah.
You see him knock over the water, and it's on him, and he's just like, ah! You know, like, all these things are popping off him, and you're just like, oh, shit, right? And it doesn't set in, because now you're just like, oh, there's, like, you know, 5 more cute Mogwai, right?
Yeah.
5 or 6. I was trying to do the count earlier, and I couldn't remember. Ultimately, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I think it was 6 because... 6 because, like, 4 get killed almost right away. Oh, sorry. Anyway, so they get wet. Now there's more of them, right? And for the most part, they're all kind of cool, except for Stripe, who's got the little bit of a mohawk.
Yeah.
And I remember when they called him Stripe, I was like, oh, that's cool.
He's the bad guy.
And you can tell because he does a lot of this.
Yeah.
You're like into the camera, like Gizmo goes like this, like, oh, like really like, hey, you know, like, hey, Billy, you know, and then Stripe is just like, I'm gonna fucking kill you first chance I get, you know. That's a pretty good impression.
That was really good. I want to see a whole camcast of just that.
Yeah, just this, like, oh, hey, Billy, and then, oh, I'm Stripe, I'm gonna kill you. Anyway, so, but right away, like, and they do a good job of setting that up. Like, right away, you're just like, yeah, he's a bad guy, right? Like, there's nothing cool about him. And even Billy, like, kind of knows it too, but he's just kind of like, well, I mean, like, they're pets, right? He's still thinking of it, like, in that pet thing. But it's also interesting how immediately there's also, like, Gizmo is a step above the new ones. Yes. Immediately. Because Gizmo's on his bed, hanging out with him. They're in a box. Which, you know, even the more I watch it, I'm still just like, I can kind of understand why Stripe's got a little bit of a stick up his ass about this arrangement here. Like, you know, I mean, he is a dick. Let's face it. But, I mean, if he could vocalize and was just like, well, how come we don't get a nice bed? I mean, we don't even get a fucking blanket.
Yeah. We got a box.
Gizmo gets a fucking blanket. He gets to sleep with you. Sure thing, pal. Right? So, you know, right away. And then almost immediately, you just know that he's going to...
he loses control and they start eating.
Yeah, but the part that, I said, I forgot was that, like, so he, you know, has the young guy that is, you know, into this kind of stuff. Corey Feldman. Young Corey Feldman.
Man, you know what? I watched this and I was like, fuck, I never realized how many movies in the 80s Corey Feldman was in.
Right. If it was
He was
an
in
80s
like almost
movie,
every movie.
if it was an 80s movie, he was in it.
Yeah.
You know? But he was, like, I gotta say, like, it wasn't until he got a little bit older that he started, like, you could see the vanity projects, right? Like, License to Drive was, like, a vanity project. Especially, like, when he started, like, really getting, like, best friends with Corey Haim.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, you know, rest in peace, Corey Haim. But, like, man, like, there's this movie, which is awesome. Then there's Stand By Me, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely amazing.
Yep.
And it's one of those where, like, if you didn't think he was going to be a good actor, or if he was a good actor in any way, shape, or form, you watch Stand By Me.
Yeah.
You know?
Goonies. He was in one of the Friday the 13th. The fourth one, I think.
But there's the vampire one.
Lost Boys.
Lost Boys. Oh, man.
Like,
Lost Boys.
He was in so
That's
many
a
movies.
Camcast right there, Lost Boys.
So many movies.
We could do Lost Boys and Lost Boys 2, which I haven't seen yet.
Can we? How about Lost Boys 3, The Tribe?
Hold on. Which one? The Tribe is the one with Corey Feldman. The Tribe is the one with Corey Feldman, but I think the Lost Boys 2 was like a shitty straight-to-video reboot cool. Before that was a thing.
That got ignored for The Tribe.
Yeah, I believe so. So, like, I mean, we could do the trilogy.
I mean, we could.
But anyway, yeah, so, the one part that always struck me as kind of weird was, like, and even now, it was just like, oh, like, you brought him to the high school science teacher.
Yeah.
You brought the one to the high school science teacher to let him take a look at it, which, I mean, I know that's not in the list of 3 rules, but it just seems weird that, like, I guess the only real issue I have is how everyone is so flippant with such a weird, almost interdimensional character. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no one's ever seen anything like Mogwai. And I think they actually say in the second one that the Mogwai aren't officially of Earth, like, or they're like kind of like a hobbit, where like Earth moved on beyond them, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, I think in the book, the motion picture for the second book that I was talking about, if I remember correctly, they talk about how he's from a different dimension, type of thing.
But they don't really. I mean, it's kind of hinted, but.
Yeah, it's hinted.
I would love it, like, if a third movie happened, I would love to see an actual origin of the Mogwai.
I don't think so, because then it kind of reminds me of Kung Fu Panda 3, where, you know, you had Po as the only panda, but then by Kung Fu Panda 3, they're everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's times like that where I understand when, like, comic books, like in DC, where they were just like, okay, so we have to cut out all these other super characters because now Superman doesn't feel as special. So Superboy, Supergirl, Supercat, Superdog, Superhorse, all of it has to go so that Superman can feel special again. And I remember thinking it, like, halfway through Kung Fu Panda 3, which I really wanted to like because I loved the first 2.
Yeah.
I thought the second one was good, but it was like he didn't feel as special anymore. If it was 1 or 2 pandas, like if it was Dad, and maybe one other one, like a girl panda that wasn't related to him, maybe I would be a little bit more like, okay, all right. But, so in this case, I feel like it would just, it also kind of rob the magic of it. Like, if they hint at it, I think that's great. But what I was getting at is, my problem is that they're still acting like these are, like, animals and pets, but they're not looking at it like, we don't know what these things are capable of.
Mm-hmm.
I've already got them wet, so I've already fucked up once.
Yeah. As far as you know, the 3 rules could just be the 3 rules that grandfather knew.
That's right.
I mean...
You know, but even just something like he spilled the water on him, and then it was just kind of like, oh, okay, well, I guess I got a couple more pets to play with.
Yeah.
I'll just throw them in a box. That's fine. No worries there. But there's no, like, oh, fuck, like, I kind of...
You don't know what you can do.
I gotta be really careful now.
Like, trace his hand, you can shoot lasers out of his eyes.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know. Or shoot fireballs out of his butt.
You know, or maybe, like, when the mood hits a certain apex, you know, during the month, all of a sudden now, instead of, like, cute and cuddly, they've got claws, and they're gonna start, like, clawing stuff, or teething, or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's the only issue that I have where nobody goes, Like even the high school scientist who's supposed to be the smart guy is still just like, I don't know, just fucking stick a needle in him. Get some blood. Look at his blood.
It looks like blood.
Yeah, it looks like blood.
What should I do now? Drop some water on him?
Hey man, don't be mad at me because I stuck you with that needle.
Yeah.
Even though I told you it wouldn't hurt, and it did. It's just the carelessness, is I guess.
Exactly.
What it is.
Yeah. Gizmo was voiced by Howie Mandel.
Oh, I knew that. Oh, I knew that. Because, also, I'm not surprised, but I knew that because I'm a huge Howie Mandel fan.
Yeah.
So much so that, like, I've seen a bunch of his stand-up. And,
he's a great stand-up.
Oh, he's so good.
Yeah.
He's so fucking good. I even, like, I watched shows because he's in it. Like, I watched the Howie Mandel talk show, which is actually pretty good, considering it was daytime. I think he would have done better if it was nighttime.
Yeah.
But they were smart because it's not like Howie Mandel was a huge name.
No.
He was a huge star in the 80s and early 90s. I mean, Bobby's World?
Bobby's World.
Bobby's World.
Yeah.
Bobby! They spoofed Die Hard in Bobby's World.
I love Bobby.
And he was barefoot.
Yeah.
So, you know. But yeah, like I said, the flippant nature of how they reacted to something that you've never seen before, right?
Yeah.
And I guess it's kind of like... actually, now that I think about it, it's kind of like life, where, you know, they create this new life form, right?
Yep.
And they're just like, oh, yeah. And they immediately think like, oh, nothing bad could ever happen. Sure, I'll put my hand in there. And then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, fuck. This thing's got a grip on me. And they actually have to fight to get it off. And then they're just like, huh, what just happened here, right?
Yep.
But even then, they're still just like, I mean, you know, maybe it's just trying to get to know you type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I'm like, no, you kill it. That's when you kill it. You've already created life, and it's already suggested. It's not too friendly. It's basically looking out for survival.
Yep.
Even though that was a fucking great movie.
I love that movie.
Oh, that was so great.
That was a good movie.
So great. If that was a backdoor pilot for Venom, ho-ho!
Which it should have been because it was a
Holy
Sony
shit.
movie.
I know!
They could have released that and then went, surprise.
I know!
It was a symbiote.
All it had to do was get out of that ship,
Yeah.
just all like black, just like that, and I would have been like, I still think they should retroactively say.
Yeah, and then just fade to black and go, Venom is coming.
Exactly!
Yeah. And everyone would have been like, boom.
I would have fucking lost it.
Yeah.
Lost it. Because I was immediately, when there was a... I can't remember how I came across the thought process of it being a backdoor pilot. And the second I heard that, I was like, that would have been amazing. That would have been so fucking amazing. So...
It came out like a year before. Sony did it. It would have been perfect. It would have been perfect.
It would have been
Plus, it
so
had
good.
such a good cast.
Oh my god, yeah. There's
Like-
not a bad cast or bad actor in that movie.
No. Oh, man. I don't know why they
They
did.
fucking took out Ryan Reynolds horribly, though.
Ooh.
He got a horrible death scene.
Nobody lives.
I know.
It's crazy because Jake Gyllenhaal
That
sacrificed
fake out
himself.
ending, too, because you think, like, oh, and then you're like, oh, shit.
It was her.
Holy shit. I was like, fuck, that's crazy.
Oh.
A little bit of a digression. But
Great
yeah,
movie.
so...
This
So then when he finally feeds them after midnight because they ate, or because Stripe chewed through the fucking clock, and then you get the gross cocoons.
Yeah.
Oh,
Those slimy web egg looking things.
oh man, like, God, like that's the and right up until that point, I was like they do such a great job of setting the stage. And then as soon as you see the cocoons, then you're like, this is not going to be good. Like, there's no way this is going to be good. Just trying to think. The one that was at the school, what did he eat?
The guy left a sandwich or something
Yes!
inside the cage.
That's right. Yeah, and it was.
And then when he gets out, he's got it on for that teacher.
Well, yeah.
You stab me?
Oh, fucking right. And he's literally like, hey, man, don't worry about it, it won't hurt. And immediately he's like, ow! It fucking hurt, you asshole! So, yeah, of course. He was the one, there was two people that I was like, you get what's coming to you.
Yeah.
So, like, even later, and so stupid too. It really made me mad. Michelle said the same thing when it's underneath the table or the desk.
Yeah.
And he's got the chocolate bar, and he's like blindly sticking his hand underneath. Can't see it, but he knows it's there, and he's just like, "Hey man, like, hey, real sorry about earlier when I got so mad at me about the needle," and it's like eating from his hand. He's just like, "Yeah, that's cool, and then it's just like crunch. You're like, "Well, you had that coming, you stupid asshole."
Yeah.
And then that Mrs. Deagle, when they sent her flying through her house.
Yeah.
She was a fucking bitch.
She was.
She was a horrible, horrible person.
Yeah.
Not that I ever want people to die, but some people do deserve it. Especially in movies. But so the change, though, like, the special effects for the Mogwai are great because they're super cute.
Yeah.
Like, even Stripe is cute when he's not scowling.
Yeah.
Which I think he only not scowled once. I think it was, like, right when he was born. I think he was happy to be alive, and then after that, it was like, hate the world. What is it Pantera says? Fuck the world for all it's worth. Every inch of planet Earth. Fuck myself, don't leave me out, don't get involved, don't corner me. But the rest of the words you might not want to hear on the Camcast.
Stripe's just a huge metalhead. I gotta give a shout out to Phoebe Cates.
Oh, yeah.
The first love of my life.
Still one of my loves.
God, she's a beautiful woman. Still is. If you look at recent pictures, she doesn't do anything anymore, but...
You know what I love about her, though, is that, like, she's a beautiful woman, but she's not in that, like... I wouldn't say she's drop-dead gorgeous. But at the same time, I would probably kill somebody to sleep with her. Like, if that makes any sense.
I mean...
It's like, I put her in that kind of, like, that Jennifer Connelly stage where... Like, attractive. Like, she's a good-looking woman, but there's something about her that just elevates her. You know?
I don't know if it's like the girl next door thing.
It's partly that.
Because I thought, like...
It's definitely partly that.
I'm a kid watching these movies. I was like, she's so pretty in this.
But I felt the same way when I was...
What's...
Go ahead, say it.
Hmm?
Go ahead.
What?
Say it.
Drop Dead Fred.
I wasn't going to say that, but yes.
You're going to say Richmond High, right? Yeah, pretty in that. But was Drop Dead Fred...
Hold on. Can we just nod like dirtbags about how she was topless in that movie? I got to see her fucking tits in that movie. Anyway.
I didn't see that till later on, actually.
No, me neither. I didn't see it till later on. But Drop Dead Fred was awesome, too.
That's an awesome movie. I'd watched that movie so much just because she was in it. Yeah. I was like, what are these feelings I'm having?
Yeah.
Oh, why did you have to disappear?
Anyway.
So shout out to her.
Shout out to her.
Always beautiful.
Shout out to everybody in this movie. Everyone's really good in this movie.
Everybody.
You know?
So, like, I was 5, maybe 6 years old. I didn't watch this in 84, obviously. It was maybe 86, 87. I was sleeping over at my nanny and papa was at their condo. They used to live over by the Thunder Bay Auditorium. Okay. And there was a corner store down the road.
Oh, wow.
So whenever I slept over, my nanny would take me to rent a movie.
Naturally.
Yeah. So, you're looking at all the covers, because as a kid, you don't read the back. You just look at the covers.
Yeah. Yeah, because who wants to read?
And there's that white and red cover with Gizmo.
Exactly.
And I was just like, he's so cute.
How do you not want to watch that movie? That's how I watched that movie. I did the same thing. Mom, can we rent this movie? Come on, can we rent this movie? Yeah, fine, we'll rent this movie. Was a mistake. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't in the sense that it's my favorite movie of all time, one of them, but it was still just one of those, like, woo.
But my nanny and I put it on. We were watching it, and then as soon as the transformation started happening,
well, like I said,
I was crying. She was laughing at me because I was so scared.
Oh wow! See, I didn't.
She turned it off eventually.
I didn't cry. I think what it was Nightmare on Elm Street toughened me up.
You were way more ballsy as a young man than I was.
But I think it's because I got toughened up a little bit by Nightmare on Elm Street. Not a lot, but just enough where I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna watch this.
I realized as a young kid that even though you were small, you had way bigger balls than me. When I was laying wide awake on your floor looking at the ceiling thinking the blob was going to land on me.
And I had already watched that movie.
You're sleeping away.
I had already watched that movie like 2 or 3 times. That's another one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
That's such a good movie.
I love it now, but like then, oh my
God.
God.
But to be fair, the first time I watched that, I was fucked up too, because like, that's some fucked up shit.
The arm popping off and
even the beginning when it's like inside the hitchhiker, and then like kind of push it over, and then the whole, or no, in the autopsy room, because it came with it, and then like they open the thing and the whole bottom half of him is gone.
So gross. I think Joe Dante was actually. Did he do something with that movie?
I think you might be right.
No, he didn't.
Then you're wrong.
Written by Frank Darabont.
Lofty.
But
yeah, I agree though. It's funny because it is quite a tonal shift though.
Big time.
Because it's like a cutesy Christmas movie, and then the pods hit, and the second the pods hit, I was like, oh, like even as a kid, I was just like, holy shit. And even as like when I just recently rewatched it, and I was just like, oh yeah, I forgot how like gross and organic that they looked. Like even like they show that Corey Feldman's like touching the goo on it. I'm like, why would you touch it? And he wipes his hands off, and I'm like, fucking burn your hands. Burn your hands in your pants.
You know what's funny? Steven Spielberg produced this.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and originally in the screenplay that they were going to shoot, there was no Stripe. Gizmo became Stripe.
Oh, yes, yes.
And it was Spielberg who went, no.
I remember that, that's right.
We want to keep this guy here. His reactions are going to make everything good. Plus, he's super cute. He's going to sell toys.
I remember that, reading that later, because they were talking about, I read an article about how, because they've been trying to get the third one off the ground for the longest time.
Yeah. And
they actually like admitted that the second one, it killed the franchise because they went too far the one side.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the problems with getting the third one off the ground was that they were trying to get it
back,
but they were trying to go too far to the darker side.
Yeah.
So then it's just like, well, no, that you can't do that. You have to have like the middle,
that happy medium.
Right?
Yeah.
And like the special effects though, like if you woke up and all of a sudden you had that pod in your house, you wouldn't just be like, well, I guess I better go to school or work or whatever. You'd be like, my day's fucked right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So again, like it's weird that those show up and Billy's just like, Mom, this is weird, eh? Well, I gotta go to the bank, so have fun doing whatever you're doing. Gingerbread cookies, you know I love them. Gotta go to the bank, don't want to be late. Maybe don't check out my room for no reason. Stay away from it. But when they do actually turn and when they come out, they look horrifying.
They're freaking horrifying.
Like, they're iconic. Like, we talked about the Nightmare Before Christmas being iconic. Gremlins are iconic. It's Gizmo and it's the Gremlins that are iconic, but they look so good.
Yeah. And,
like, that first initial scene where his mom is getting attacked by them, like, at first it's the whole mischievous aspect. She's like, what the fuck? And then finally she starts to see them, and they don't really realize that she's seeing them. And then, the kill scene where, like, she puts them in the blender. That's gross. The microwave one was gross.
Yep.
You know? I also love that Billy, like, they have a sword, and Billy kills him with the sword, like, right into the fire. That was really cool. And I was trying to do the math, so, like, there was 3 there, 4 including Stripe. So it would have been 6, yeah. Mm-hmm. 5 and then Gizmo, because the 5 came off of him. That's right. Okay. So they're essentially down 2, because Billy doesn't kill the one in the school.
Yeah.
He gets away. And then Stripe does that whole walk to the YMCA thing. But I love it because he looks at Billy like as he's getting out of the house window, like, fuck you. You ain't gonna stop me.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I was just like, oh, that's really cool. And they looked really cool. Like, he looked really cool as a gremlin.
Yeah. With
the stripe of hair, which he still retained, which I thought was awesome. But I also liked how each of them all looked like gremlins, but they all looked different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even in that huge shot in the theater where they filled the theater. There's distinct different ones all the way through. And even there, they're playing it a little bit more for laughs per se. Like they have their Gremlins theme song and stuff like that. But it's still just dark enough where you're like, okay, these people could die here. You know, like even the neighbor, where they drive the fucking plow truck through his house.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he could have died there. They could have killed him, you know? Again, though, when Billy is... Yeah, before Stripe goes to the YMCA, though, Billy's, like, talking to the cops, and he's like, look, you don't understand. Like, this is big. This is bad. Like, this is happening. And they show him, or he shows them Gizmo, and they're just like, it's a toy. Like, watch out for this. And you're just like, what the fuck? Like, you've never seen anything like this at all. And as far as toys go, this is the craziest toy you've ever seen. I mean, sure, they've been drinking, but the reaction is literally just like, watch out for this guy.
Yeah.
This thing here is going to bite your hand off. Better lock him up. And you're like, fuck. And then, like I said, so when it leads up to that scene, which still is horrifying to me. Like, when he jumps in the water and sinks down, I was like,
oh yeah, and then
when I mentioned that I had the book on tape, right? And they get to that scene and they actually like do this weird like sound effect thing. I hear that sound effect when I watch this movie, and I'm just like, oh. And I mean, I've watched the movie so many times. I know how it ends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know there's a sequel.
Yeah.
I know exactly how it ends. I know that very few people actually die, but I'm still just like, holy fuck, because it's so crazy. Hey, don't get him wet. He just jumped in a fucking pool.
Mm-hmm.
And then they show that scene where like 80 of them are coming down the fucking street, and it's just like, holy shit. And most of the stuff that they do in the montage is played for laughs, but it's still, there's that underlying sense of seriousness, because you're like, well, okay, now all the lights are green?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people can die here.
Yep.
You know? Oh, man. Actually, definitely like this movie more than Nightmare Before Christmas. We're talking about this one longer than the other one.
Yeah, well...
No offense or anything, Nightmare Before Christmas, but...
A lot more happens in Gremlins, though.
But yeah,
it's
we're also talking about an
it's
hour
longer
and a half.
and a lot happens in the movie. Yeah.
Well, I mean, fuck, like, even when we get to the scene in the mall, where Stripe gets out of the... Because they end up... they fuck the boiler room up.
Yep.
The boiler, and they lock them all in. Stripe gets free. So now Stripe's got to figure out where to find water so he can make more, right? And then they're coming after him. That whole scene in the mall is really cool, like with that water fountain. Mm-hmm. And he's playing cat and mouse with them, and he's like, man, it's so fucking great. It's so great. I even like the part where like they actually have a bit of a character arc for Gizmo, because he spent most of the movie shitting his pants, being scared. Yep. Right?
Then he heroes up.
And then he heroes up, gets into a fucking pink Corvette before, you know, and he didn't even give a fuck. He wasn't like, does it come in black? No, he was like, I'm driving this thing. Drives it around, and you get some of those cool shots when he's doing this. Woo! You know?
Yeah. The animatronics are so good.
You know? And just when you think that all is lost because, like, yeah, sure, like, Stripe's a little bloodied up and beaten, he's crawling into the fucking fountain, and you're just like, holy shit, and he's starting to bubble, and it's starting to, like, you're like, oh, fuck, it's gonna happen, and then jump over the fountain, hits the fucking curtain cord or whatever, pulls it open. Sunlight, direct hit, and one of the coolest death scenes I've seen with real special effects in my entire life. Yeah. Horrifying. It still is one of those...
Melting away.
Oh, God, it's so gross.
It's nasty.
It is gross. It's like, it's right up there with the fucking final shot of The Fly, where he's like, he went through it again. Yeah. And now he's like, weird mix of Brundle Fly or whatever. Yeah. Like, he's even worse now, and he just looks horrifying.
Fly was gross, and then The Thing. John Carpenter's Thing.
The Thing was also gross. Like,
some...
yeah, but all this, like, practical effects.
Yeah.
And, oh, man.
I miss those days of practical effects.
And then the most bittersweet ending when the Chinese dude shows up and he's like,
I told you weren't responsible.
like, yeah, you weren't responsible enough.
Yep.
So here we go, and you're
I'm
just
taking
like,
him back.
oh,
Then you get the goodbye.
bye, Billy.
Boy, Billy.
Just like, and you lip out and everything, and you're just like, well, I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong at
I
all.
think you had him for 3 days and you got him wet, if that.
1 week and your town's blowing up to
Yeah,
pieces.
exactly. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, at least like in the sequel, they touch upon all of that.
Yeah.
All of it, and they don't play it for laughs in that regard. So, which I liked. I liked that there was just like, it wasn't just like, oh hey, I'm in a new town now. You know.
Yeah.
But fuck, I love this movie so much. Like, I can't speak about this movie enough without smiling and just laughing and just being like a kid again, where I'm just like, oh, this is so great. Like you think, like, if you had an animal like that, you would be just as responsible.
Like,
but
I mean, I love the movie, but I also love that, like, one of my earliest childhood memories that involved a movie is that one with my grandmother.
oh man, yeah.
So, like, whenever I think of Gremlins, boom, I'm back there.
That's how I am with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because that's the first movie that Grammy ever took me to.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, same way. Like, I think of that movie, and I think of my dad opening the paper, and we were there same time. We saw the ad in the newspaper.
That was a fucking
TMN.
huge ad too.
Huge ad, like almost the whole page. And it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and at the bottom it was the four of them, like
right out of the.
doing their
oh, you saw that one? The one I saw.
Oh no! It was the sewer one.
Yeah, the sewer one with them poking out.
That was
Yeah,
the
their
first
heads
one.
are there, and you're just like,
Yeah,
holy shit.
yeah, that's right. The sewer one was the
That
first
is
one.
such a great poster.
Oh, I love that poster.
That is such a great poster.
I would buy that and hang on my wall.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Like,
So
fuck,
good.
man, that's amazing.
So good.
Yeah,
But yeah,
so
Gremlins.
oh,
I love it. I love it. I love it. And it is a Christmas movie.
and anyone who says it isn't, come at me, bro. That's what people say, right? Come at me, bro.
Come at me, bro.
Yeah. Or,
Broger.
what do they mean, like, come at me, like, you can at me on Instagram or something like that?
Yeah, don't at me.
Yeah, don't at me. Yeah, what the fuck does that mean?
You know, yeah. Because when you do the at symbol and put their name,
Yep.
then they get the message.
Oh.
If they're saying
so
something
if
and
you're
they're
a
like,
hater,
don't at me.
don't at me. At me. I
at
don't
me.
care.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Okay, boomer.
Yeah. Although
I'm
that
just
is kind
like-
of funny. That is kind of funny.
Civilization's just going down the shitter. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, so we've got two
Yeah.
Christmas movies
Boom,
that-
boom. Trailer talk.
that aren't your stereotypical Christmas movies.
No, but then
Plus
last
we
year
got
we did
Trailer
Die
Talk.
Hard, so
That's right. Yeah, but that is also a Christmas
these are all
movie.
Christmas movies.
I mean, by that logic, Batman Returns,
Yeah.
Christmas movie.
I mean, we could have done Miracle on 34th Street.
But why would we?
We're geeks.
Yeah.
Why would
I feel like if we're gonna do a Christmas movie, it's gonna be something like that, or it's gonna be like the Santa Claus.
Yeah.
That was on our list. That was on my list actually. I said
yeah.
Santa Claus.
I said Home Alone 1 and 2.
That's right. You said Home Alone 1 and 2. Those are also
Those are great Christmas movies. I
all
watch
three.
those every year.
Elf.
And Elf. Oh.
Michelle hates Elf.
What?
She doesn't like
she's
Will
not
Ferrell.
A well, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
she's
right.
like Will Ferrell,
That's
so
right.
it's kind of like,
I
well, of
forgot.
course.
Yeah, she's not a Tom Cruise or Will Ferrell fan.
Yeah, so it's like, of course you don't like Elf.
Yeah.
You know, but
Makes
I
sense.
saw that movie in the theater.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I saw Elf in the
Loved it.
theater, and I was like, who did I go with? Did I go with you?
You might have.
I think I
Because
did,
I
actually.
definitely watched that in the
Because
theater.
I watched it in the
and I
theater.
cried.
Oh, I laughed so
So
hard.
funny.
I actually, you know what? I love this story, but that was the first time that someone knew that I was in the theater that didn't know that I was going because of my laugh.
Oh, that was another one. I heard you.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, I always forget, but when I talk about Elf, because one of the girls I used to work with, she, a couple of days later, she's like, hey, were you at the theaters this weekend? And I was like, yeah, I went and saw Elf. She's like, yeah, I thought that was you. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, I heard you laughing. And I was like,
You have a very distinct laugh.
I have a distinct laugh, and it's loud.
Yeah.
It gets really loud. But that's my favorite story,
Yeah.
where I was there with my sister for 40-year-old virgin, and just howling. Howling.
I'm laughing, and then
And, like, you and James are both with, I think you were with Adrian at the time, too.
yeah, we would have been. Yeah.
And he was with,
was
he with Colleen?
I think Chris is in there. He would have. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That time.
Yeah, that's right. And then it's like, and then a laugh happens, and then James is like, Yeah.
Yeah, no, Chris is in
Chris
here
is
somewhere.
definitely here.
He's in here.
He is definitely here. And then sure as shit, I'm strolling down with my sister, and there you guys are. I was like,
hey!
I didn't even know you were there.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we heard you laughing. And I was like,
we were waiting for you to come down.
I was like, you heard me laughing? They're like, yeah, we heard you laughing. And we were like, I think Chris is here. And then you laughed again, and we were like, yeah, you're definitely here. So we waited to see you. I was like, that is hilarious. That's so funny.
So good.
But I do know that I have a distinct laugh because I've actually had people look at me because I was laughing really hard at a movie.
Yeah?
Yeah, like I got one of these, like... And,
am I not supposed to laugh during
and that's what I thought. I was like, oh, shit, I guess I was not supposed to laugh at a funny part in a funny movie that I paid money to see. Sorry to disturb you.
That's great that you got the nasty look. That's funny.
It wasn't a nasty look.
You got the striped look.
But it was... No, it wasn't a striped look, but it was more like, do you really think it's that funny? But then again, I'm also...
You don't get out often, do you?
I'm also the guy that, like when my dad, we watched American Pie 2 in the theater.
Yeah.
So, he would start giggling because he saw that, like, he remembered the scene from the trailer. So he starts giggling because he knows that the funny part is coming. And then, like, I start giggling because he's giggling. And then next thing you know, by that point, we're already primed.
Yeah.
So when the laugh hits, we're like, ah! Oh my god, this is fucking funny. I can't get over how fuck super glued his hand to his dick. Are you serious? This is the funniest shit ever. He's got the porn movie in his other hand. He can't get in the house. This is awesome.
Well, happy holidays and a Merry Christmas.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. There you go.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can hear us on Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud. You can watch us right here on YouTube. These handsome devils. Not as handsome as bearded Paul Rudd, though.
Yeah, but I mean, who can touch that?
Nobody.
You know who can touch that? Clean-shaven Paul Rudd. That's the only one that can touch that, and I would make out with him too.
Yeah.
You know what?
It wouldn't be as rough, but yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like he'd be a gentle kisser. I like how that stopped dead. Like, you immediately were like, I'm not even saying a fucking word now. That is it. That's the end. I like ladies.
That's the end right there. I think be a gentle kisser.
These pancakes are delicious.